but gentle lights the calm relay. Stories unfold in the softest sound. In the night watch, we're tightly bound. A cozy vibe whispers through the stream, like drifting slow inside a dream. Conversations linger late and free. The night watch is the place to be. Hang out here beneath the glow, where time moves gently, hearts all flow. Secrets shared in a soothing tone. The night watch feels like home. A laugh, a thought, a quiet tale. The night breathes slow, we set our sail. Through every chat and every laugh we weave a stream, a timeless path. Stay while the stars are bright, each word a spark that paints the night. Connection deep, it soars and sings. In this space, the heart takes wings. Hang out here beneath the glow, where time moves gently, hearts all flow. Secrets shared in a soothing tone. The night watch feels like home. Hang out here beneath the glow, where time moves gently, hearts all flow. Secrets shared in a soothing tone. The night watch feels like home.
Hello, everybody. Okay, there's a new little thing on here. Okay, StreamYard added something. I thought I wasn't doing something right, but okay. We got a little volume bar on here now. Okay. Nobody told me. Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm back from Kentucky. I went to Kentucky. And as you may have heard a lot of folks already saying, talking about the protest, it was hot. I mean, it was hot. Amazing folks stayed vertical, especially some of us that are a little older, showing little grays. And there was a few of us there. I think it ended just in time, seriously, because I know Joe and Chris were done. They skedaddled and had to go lay down and take a nap in the AC and hydrate and whatnot. And it was all I could. I said goodbye to everybody. You know, I wanted to say goodbye to everybody, so I was going around and say goodbye to everybody, and then it was all I could think. I got to get to my car and change my shirt, and but one of the last folks I ran into. Was also one of the first folks I ran into was Dade Murphy. Now, if you know who Dade Murphy is, he's got quite a shtick going. He does. And Dade was passing out some swag to us folks, you know, and I thought like some other folks, you know, might not want to open this little bag in public, right? So hey, thank you very much, you know, and went to the car because, again, I mean, we were one track mind, that we got to get cooled down. We were roasting. So, after I changed my shirt, it was so nice. Got in the car, got the AC, drinking. And so let me see what's in the bag, Well, Dade was giving everybody mugs. So I've got the Dade Murphy mug. Totally cool. I don't know if it's kind of shining off of there, but let me see if I can. There we go. And then it says, excuse me. With his quote there, hashtag, maybe, or something. Something anyway. With excuse me. So, Dade, thank you very much. As Chris said earlier, great souvenir. Really is. Appreciate it very much. Wonderful surprise. And like I said, a lot, man, you were there. Okay. If folks just kind of said thanks and went about off to their cars, we just had to cool off. I tried to catch him wherever I could and say, hey, thank you so much, for the gift. It was really great. It also comes with one of his stickers. You may recognize him there. He does a lot of shorts, and now and then he does some lives that are a little bit longer, but I think his specialty is kind of the shorts. And yeah. So first person I ran into at the hotel, I got out the car. Well, I was, it was a long trip, right? So I was sitting in the car for a minute, and I said, I'm just going to partake a little bit, relax. Sure enough, who pulls up in the parking lot? I looked in my rearview mirror, and it's like, I'll be damned, it's Dave Murphy right behind me there. So I hopped out, and Dave Murphy. I said, hey, I'm Dave, captive desk and everything, And so we walked in, and he's right across the hall. We had rooms right across the hall, so it was kind of cool, So hey, we'll see you in the morning, right? So everybody's going to bed. And then the last person, he's like, hey, I said, I got to go, and he's like, hey, this is for you, Hey, so. Yeah, it was just kind of cool. First one I saw, last one I saw, and he was passing out the mugs and stuff. So that was really great. Really appreciate it. So a little bit about the venture. I know you've heard a lot about the protest already, so I just thought I would share my own journey a little bit, let you know what I did. And I do want to say hi to everybody real quick. We got Let's Farm in here. Good to see you. Tilting Windmill. Good to see you. Ryan Murphy. Good to see you. Gilles here. Hello. And I think I saw, I did. There's Jimmy Tux. Hello, Tux. Always a pleasure. And Top Dog was in here first, and Top Dog already voted in the poll and said, I said no. Just normal church things, unless the Cincinnati Bible University for Youth group when I was a teenager is one. Nah, because I went to some of those little things, and I went to a Bible camp one time. It was just a day thing, but it was at one of the neighbors' churches, and they were doing wood burnings or something. So no, it's more like something that had something, I know they had some Christian theme parks. They even had some rides and stuff. There's a place in Texas. There's Ron Wyatt's place. There's, what was it, Bible Land or something was in Florida, I think. There was one in New York. Any of those type places, any of the museums, so to speak. We'll do the Creationist tonight. Museums. Any of the Creationist museums or sideshows or anything like that. Yeah, this was basically the closest I've ever gotten. I didn't actually go to any of the things. I don't care to. I've seen enough people go through them on videos and everything. And he's got a bunch of signs on the walls and some ridiculous displays. And I don't know if I couldn't just start, not laughing and get kicked out anyways. And not that I wanted to give him any of my money. And hello. Sorry, I had to scroll down there and catch up. Hello, Tori. Good to see you. So, I was all packed up and ready. Washed everything. I mean, I was set. I was ready to go. I was up early, got a good night's sleep, had a little something to eat, which I usually don't do, but I thought I'd have a little something to eat. Don't want to have, don't be lightheaded on the road or any of that stupid thing, right? Had something to eat, everything that. We loaded up the car. My wife gives me a funny look. She says, car won't start. I said, you got to be kidding me. Car won't start. I mean, it was dead. Dead. So a lot of I try not to cuss on my channel. And but in my personal life, I can cuss. So I was cussing. Without saying anything, my son got the cord, got the battery charger, pulled it out and everything, and I was like, he's on it, right? I got to give it to him. I didn't have to say a word. He knew what to do. So we put it on, and, usually something like this, with the quick charge, it only takes a couple of minutes. It's a small engine, not a lot, turn it over or anything, Nope. I'm lucky to get a click. So then I'm really bent. I'm like, the battery's not that old. It's all right. It's only a year and a half old. So, all right, it ain't gonna go. Boom, take the battery out. Told my son, grab your keys. We gotta go up to the corner, get another battery. So I get in the car and I want to go put it in neutral so we can push it out of the driveway, because of course all the other vehicles were in the driveway and we're the last vehicle because we're going to leave, right? So we can't leave because all the other vehicles are stuck in the driveway. All right. So yeah. And Dave is cussing. Well, with the new keyless cars and everything, you can't take the car out of gear. And I haven't really been working on cars that much in quite a few years now. So I'm out of the loop, So I'm like, how the hell do you take this thing out of gear, right? Well, my son knows. Again, he's on it. He needs a hug. He really does. So he's like, Dad, you gotta pop the little tab there and you push the little doohickey down. All right, man. So sure enough, he was right. He popped the little tab there by the shifter, and he popped that little tab up out of there. And then you push in there with a screwdriver, and then you could put it in neutral. So, all right, give me a shove. Gave me a little shove, rolled out the driveway, pulled it in the front. Lickety split, got a battery, boom, put it in, put the meter on it, 12 volts, started up, 14 volts. I was like, all right, it seems to be charging and everything, so must have just been a dead cell in it or something. So I was, cross fingers. I was about an hour and a half behind now when I should have been early. So I'm like, shit happens, right? I'm not going to let it ruin everything, right? So it's like, brush it off, cool off, right? My wife was going with me. She's saying, give me a kiss. Okay. And I had planned a side trip on the way, right? So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. We're just gonna be behind a little bit. And we were leaving the day before. And good thing I didn't try to do it all in one day, because that would have right there messed things up royally. So Yeah, we went down the day before. So we was going to spend the night. So I was like, hey, if I'm late seeing folks that night, it ain't a big deal, you know? So, so then, boom, boom, boom. It's like, all right, Junior, thanks a lot, you know, and we're going to try to leave again. So, yeah, I was checking everything, watching everything. I didn't have no lights or anything. So off we went. And about halfway there was a fairground that had this Bigfoot statue. And I don't know, you know, you come across these things, right? So it's about halfway there. And I figured, well, hey, that'd be kind of good, you know, roll off, stretch your legs for a minute, you know what I mean? And see the Bigfoot all in one, right? So, all right, so we're going to go see the Bigfoot. No problem. We go right down the highway, you get off, you follow this other highway 33 right there. It's just straight shot, it's highway, and then it slows down when you get into the little downtown, you know, and you got a 25 miles an hour thing. And don't ask me what that is in kilometers, but it's like double. So yeah, you go down to creep, and as soon as you creep through the little downtown, as soon as you come out the little fairgrounds there, and the Bigfoot's right there. So if you didn't see it, I did post a live stream video, and I also took my own video of it too, because I wasn't sure, you know, if the live stream might not have worked, or I was going to have my video, right? So there's a live stream and there's this video. So I thought I'd show you this video real quick because, yeah, Bigfoot, right? I talk about Bigfoot all the time. If you don't know, I talk about Bigfoot all the time. Now you do, okay? And I also do it on the Grassman Chronicles, which is primarily my cryptid channel. So folks don't know about that. If you go to my channel, go down on the bottom, there's links. One of them is to the Grassman Chronicles, as well as some other folks that I'm good friends with on YouTube, and kind of recommend them, you know. So always check that stuff out down there. But you can find it there if you're looking for it. And Skeptic Philosophy, hello, how you doing? So yeah, so we got there. Yeah, no problem. You just boom, boom, just literally a straight shot and pull in the driveway. I was like, hey, can't go wrong. It's about 20 minutes off the highway. It was, you know, a little detour, but not too bad. Let's pull this up here. All right, we got to the Bigfoot. And the Bigfoot's name is Nelson. Nelson the Bigfoot. There's Nelson. Got a nice little park here. Yeah, it's a nice place.
There.
Yeah,
In it, though.
Excuse me. A lot of people would call it like a rec center type place, whatever. You know, there's a swimming pool over there. There's campgrounds over the other side. There's a big thing for a farmer's market. You know, all that kind of stuff. It's a nice place. And there's a big field out back where they can do like some kind of sport events or something. Yeah, Nelson the Bigfoot. Hey, thanks, Tilting Windmill. Yeah, there's the Grassman Chronicles. Thank you. And of course, it was 4th of July, so yeah, we had flags and everything.
All hail Bigfoot.
So yeah, that was Nelson the Bigfoot. Yeah, it's made out of wood. The foot there, I mean, it's about as big as me. I mean, this thing's big. I think this is like 27 feet high or something, you know. Yeah, it's like looking up the side of a house, you know, when you're walking around it. And then yeah, it's like a lot of these, you know, some kind of like shingle work like that. All put over it. And he's got his legs crossed. So the right leg is under the left leg. And then the one hand is right there, giving I think the thumbs up in the middle. And then he's reclining back on the other one. So, you know, he's kicking back, you know, chilling. And, yeah, you got a tractor there. This it's not a huge tractor or anything, but it's a tractor, so you can kind of get a little perspective there. Yeah, like 27 feet high, so you can figure it had to be more than that in the spread from his back hand up to his foot here and everything. And there's this big, huge boulder he's got his foot up against here. It was a big piece of rock they moved. And yeah, all landscaped real nice, planted and everything. Beautiful place. Yeah, so if you ever are in mid-Ohio, well, near the Indiana line way there, Western Ohio, you can stop and see Nelson the Bigfoot. And yeah, if you just Google it, it'll come up. It's they made it for some event or something, or how they do that, and then it just kind of stayed there. So Nelson found a home, and this is where Nelson resides now. So yeah, so I saw the Bigfoot. Let me get this. Okay, click that one. Okay. So yeah, so I saw the Bigfoot. So I was like, so I was feeling better, no problem side trip. I say time to hit the rest stop before we rolled off, stretch your legs. Then we rolled down that little stretch. We got to get out, walk around a little bit, and keep the blood flowing because, man, it used to be a lot easier to drive. It's like, and the older I get, it's like you get stiff and everything and just, it was just miserable. So, yeah, mostly I had to make pit stops, to stretch out. I got to stop and walk. I wasn't usually thinking bathroom, It's like, no, I got to stop and walk, right? Hello, poor Claire. Objective ethics. I thought Bigfoot's name was Harry. Yeah, not this one. There's lots of Bigfoots. So this one was named Nelson. It had the sign said Nelson. I heard you can eat baby Sasquatch. It depends. Some places actually pass things protecting Bigfoots. So I think there's a place in Colorado, and where was the other one? Maybe up in the Northwest or something. There's like a couple places that have passed laws that you can't hunt Bigfoots. So they are safe in some places. Hello, Austin. Speaking of, guess who I got to meet when I was at the protest? Austin was there. It was great to meet Austin. He was hot with the rest of us. So yeah, and I do have got my picture with Austin, and everybody was hugging everybody. It was so great to meet everybody. And yeah, but so I'll get to that in a second. So then, yeah, we got back on the highway. Traffic was moving all right. All the way down to the border. And my wife's sister lives just there in Kentucky, and she works in Cincinnati. Hello, Alma. And she said, give yourself some time. That whole area sucks, right? Well, yeah, there's interchanges, where one's going around and another one's branching off and going this way and all this, and it's a gazillion lanes across, and you're just like, holy crap. And yeah, little nerve-wracking, especially going 70 miles an hour. But so we get through, get to Kentucky, no problem. Say, get off on the exit. Sure enough, boom, you can see the hotels right there and everything. Hey, cool. I love this, Straight shot, side little jaunt, bang, back to the highway, another straight shot, you get off, the hotel's right there. I was like, all right, I'm liking this. And yeah, of course, Joe and Jess and so many other people were behind putting it all together. And some people were, I guess, confused about some things, but Joe had the stuff posted, and he made it really easy. I mean, I just clicked on stuff and clicked the links. And then when you go to the links, it says, hey, do you want directions? And I say, well, yes, I do. And then you click it, and the Google Maps comes right up with, hey, you want to do this, and get off on this exit. And it's like, hey, thank you very much. So I had them printed out with the little notes on, what exit and stuff. And we also had some app running. It was pretty cool. It tells you where the fuzz are, where the construction is, where there's cars on the side of the road, where there's debris in the road. It was saying, warning, debris in the road. Sure enough, somebody lost their broom. Big old push broom was in the road. It wasn't in our lane. It was in the next lane. But, yeah, the person had to go around it and stuff. So, yeah, the apps are pretty cool. Yeah, cool. All right, got off. Go in, check in, no problem. Get the cards, everything. Go to the room, no problem. Everything, cards working. I guess Chris Mallard had problems with his card not working and stuff. Sorry, Chris, I didn't have any problems. I just a little, the swipe, and everything was working cool. So the rooms were nice, well air conditioned, all that kind of stuff, and they put your name right on the TV, so it says, "Hi, Dave." So when you come in, it's right on the TV. So that was kind of cool. So right away, I set up my laptop, because I had taken it with me, and then I got on to do Saturday Night at the Atheist. So I was a little late because I just, like I said, had a delay, but put that behind, and otherwise I got there right about 5 o'clock. So I was and I got on like about 20 after, hooked it all up, fired it up. So I made Saturday Night at the Atheist too. So, and thanks, Mike, for hosting it. Appreciate your help, and of course Mike's a great co-host at Saturday Night the Atheist, and Mike handled it. He had some topics, and I think Jay came on with us too, and so we were all talking a little bit, and we continued Saturday Night at the Atheist uninterrupted. And speaking of, it should be coming up on about a year. I'll have to look. But we've been doing Saturday Night at the Atheist every Saturday for about a year now. So look for that anniversary show. Of course, they're all great and everything to hang out with all the folks. Simos and Brainless and Scott Duke and Mike and so many guests that have been on. Austin's been on, speaking of. Yeah, Austin, I hope you got rested up. We'll get to that part in a second. Yeah, the Google Maps thing, Let's Farm, all that stuff, it's, and then you can, look right in, you know what I mean? So you can look right in. The one thing, it didn't say what the exit was, so I zoomed right in, and I looked at the exit sign, oh, it's exit blah, 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 okay. And then I just took the road, and I said, okay, you just do this, and the hotel's right around the back. Okay, so, all that stuff. So, I mean, went way back in the day, when I was a technician on the road, even when I was a technician in town, we still use paper maps and little notes, go about 20 miles. So, stuff's come a long way since I was a young whippersnapper. So, amazing stuff. Do take advantage of it all. Obviously, a lot of folks already know about it. If you don't, check all that out before you go. Like I say, Google right in. You can drive right down the road, know where the lights are, where, what lane you want to be in, any of that, especially if you're in a big city. Yeah, you can, map yourself out real, and so, you've got a visual of it before you even go there. So it's really cool. So, hotel, no problem. Saturday Night the Atheist, Buzz Joe and everything. Jim and Chrissy from the Tri-State Thinkers were hosting very graciously folks to come over and gather and socialize at their home, which is very nice of somebody to do. So, come on over. We're hanging out over here. So, okay. If you don't know Kentucky, it's a lot of hills. So we did the up and down, a couple neighborhoods over from the hotel. And, we grabbed something to eat. These restaurants, you go in the restaurant, there's a wait. That's like, I ain't waiting. For all you restaurants there with the wait bull crap, Dave don't play. So, I was just going to grab it was like a steakhouse, And I was just figuring, well, I'll get like a steak burger or something. You know what I mean? It's just something to eat, you know. I don't know the place anything, you know what I mean? So usually some kind of a burger or something like it's pretty safe, you know. Yeah, they got to wait. They got people lined up out. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So drove across the street to good old Wendy's. And Wendy's was wide open. There was only a couple people in there. Walked right up, got my stuff, and we ate. And I was like, hey, you know, it worked out a lot better. I probably paid half the price of getting it at the other place. So yeah, I wanted to eat. I'm not going to wait, you know. So had something to eat. Yeah, head over. Jim and Chrissy's. Joe comes out, waves. I said, all right, cool, here it is. I was standing right in front of the house. I say, hey, Joe, you know, stand out the door and wave. And their house, I'm standing right in front. I was like, okay, I thought this was the right one. Met a bunch of people already there. Chris Mallard was there. Big Bad Mama was there. I got to meet Big Bad Mama in person. I said, I know that voice. I walked up. It just Dave, and his, of course, he introduced himself with his real name. I don't want to give it out. I don't know if he does that or anything, but I know what his real name is now, too. Big Bad Mama, you know, hugs. Yeah, Chris Mallard, hugs. Ember. Ember's there. Hugs from Ember. Mandisa was there. I didn't go for the hugs, but I did shake Mandisa's hand, and I did say how much I enjoyed her debating Hovind at the Dino Land and everything. And she said, oh, thank you. Everybody loved it, you know. And I was like, I'm a fan too, you know. And she was there with some of the other folks from the Black Free Thinkers, I think it is. I got it on video. Sorry, a lot of it's still a blur. It was so freaking hot. But anyway, yeah, and of course, Jim's hosting at his home. Let's see, who else? Joe was there. Godless Engineer and KC were there. Robin Webster was there. Will was there. Probably missing somebody, but you knew if you was there. So yeah, the hugs already starting. You know, hugs. Chris Mallard is tall. If you didn't know it, if you didn't believe it, he's tall. It's like he made me feel short. I'm like average height guy. You know, I just don't feel short. Chris will make you feel short. He's a tall guy. But very pleasant. Everybody was very pleasant. I mean, you know, what can I say? You know, not all of us do things the same way. Not all of us cover all these things the same way. Sometimes we even disagree on things. We can disagree on many kind of things, right? Sometimes, you know, folks just, you know, and we all got our own ways, you know, and, but, you know, we can all get together and, you know, just like we was old friends. You know, it was just so great. I mean, everybody was just so nice. You know, that was really nice. There's, speaking of Big Bad Mama. Yeah, I just said I got to meet the Big Bad Mama. And then, so we're at this house. They had a very nice house, a nice little suburb, you know, didn't look too old or anything, really nice. And big Prince fans. And my wife is a big Prince fan. And, you know, Prince, you know, pretty good, pretty talented person, right? I mean, got to give it to Prince, right? So they've got a stained glass Prince symbol. And, of course, my wife, she's like, hey, you know, and she's got a tattoo on her ankle, you know, it's got the Prince symbol in it. And, oh, this and that. And they got a bunch of little, you know, all kind of little memorabilia things on the walls and stuff, you know, all kind of Prince stuff and everything. And pictures and all this, and it's like, hello. You know, really cool, right? So we hung out for a little while, went back to the hotel, and it's like, I gotta get some sleep, you know. And usually the hotels, you know, it's kind of rough sleeping in hotels. I don't have a lot of luck sleeping in the hotels, but I did all right, I'll have to say. Fairly comfortable. I have to give it to them. did manage to get some sleep. Of course, we got, we had some munchies, and wife and I were, watching a movie and having, some munchies and stuff, like it was movie night, we didn't have to clean up the crumbs. So, so, yeah, the room had microwave, refrigerator, coffee maker, all that. Of course, we didn't really use any of it, but yeah, very nice. So got some rest. Nice big walk-in shower and everything, and it's got all the things on the wall. So if you didn't bring your own stuff, they got all the squish bottles, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, all this stuff, So it's cool, So I had a nice shower. We had some rest and everything, and we had a little something to eat. Packed up and checked out, and we headed down. It was about another 20 minutes away. It was like, let's see, was it? Yeah, and then about 20 minutes away. So get back on the highway again. Highway's right there. Go down the road, and hello, John. I'm telling you a story. Aren't you listening? You asked for story time. Here it is. I'm giving story time. So yeah, we get there. The only problem I got right off the exit, of course it says Ark Park, Ken's got a big sign up and everything. Can't miss it. So yeah, I got off, no problem. But when I pulled off, I was like, I saw some folks to the left, but when Joe was talking about it and showing on the map, I thought it was more to the right. Now, Joe explained earlier, he said, well, that's because there's different places, right? And then you just kind of find an open spot at the last minute. And, maybe next time it'll be in a different spot. You might maybe even be able to rent a spot, you know what I mean? From somebody that owns it or whatever. That might be a little nicer, because it was a little rough. It was gravelly and, but it was right there by the highway. So everybody was getting on and off the highway was driving right by us. So yeah, I did have to make one little turnaround, because I was like, but I rolled by. I wanted to roll by the Ark Park anyways. You can't really see anything, but I saw the sign. If you don't know, you park, and then they put you on a bus and they take you back to the Ark. So yeah, you can't see it from the road or nothing. You know what I mean? They make you have to go in to see it. So anyway, quick little turnaround. Okay, that is them there. Still setting up and everything. All right, so. We get out. Oh, man. As soon as you stepped out of the car, it was like, oh, man. Hot. I mean, like desert hot with humidity. The sun, and it's radiating back up at you, and the breeze is even warm, and oh, man. Miserable. Everybody is just sweating and sweating. I mean, and then we're all walking around, big hugs to everybody, right? And lots of sweaty hugs, because everybody was soaked, especially the folks that had set up that already been there early. And Chris Mallard, too, was trying to set up his live stream with his equipment and his laptop, his camera and everything. So he's there early, too, messing around with all that stuff. So they're already roasted. If you can tell, I do have a little color on my forehead. It was a little red, a little bit on my nose. My arms, it didn't really show, but I could feel it. It feels a little tight. But I didn't get burned too bad. I was trying to duck in the shade every once in a while. They had some of the canopies, so I was ducking in and trying to get in and out, because yeah, when you stood in that sun too long, it was brutal. But everybody started rolling in, started meeting everybody. Of course, my wife was with me, so some of you folks that were there, you got to meet Mrs. Desk. So, and Mrs. Desk was pleased to meet everybody. She said, everybody was very nice and everything as well. Yeah, that's, yeah, very, very warm and welcoming. Everybody was, including the people's spouses and everything else. So yeah, it was really awesome. So the protest was all set up. They had speakers lined up. There was a couple that didn't show. Joe talked about it earlier. I'm not going to talk about it. It's not my business. I will say, though, you know, when my car didn't start, I was thinking, man, I don't want to have to call Joe and tell him I can't make it, right? Which is what I would have done. I would have said, hey, car don't start. You know what I mean? Of course, I could have took my truck. I mean, we probably would have took $1,000 worth of gasoline because I have a big old truck. But you know, I could have took the truck, whatever. But I was thinking, man, I don't want to have to call Joe, you know, because I was looking forward to this. I'd been talking to him and everybody else about it, you know. All I'm saying is, you know, if you can't make it, you know, pick up the phone, hit the email, say I can't make it. Speaking of, I was going to try to meet up with Dan Phelps while I was down there, but Dan couldn't make it. Something came up, and Dan sent me an email. He said, hey, sorry, something's coming up, so maybe next time, right? Manners, folks, okay? Just saying. Everybody else, though, that showed up gave some great speeches. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard them. Great speeches. I mean, I don't want to single anybody out, but I mean, they you know, Ember started off great. Jay Bundy I met Jay Bundy. I've been talking to Jay Bundy probably, no offense to anybody, but I think I may be talking to Jay Bundy longer than most of the folks on YouTube. Jay had like 100 subs or something, and he just started doing a few videos. I knew him as the drummer because he, you know, if you don't know, he's got some drummer videos, you know. And I was like, I know you from the drum videos, right? And I think it was over at Bread of Life's channel. I think he showed up over there. And yeah, that was back when I first started, you know, going on some of the streams and stuff was then. So that would be 3.5 years maybe now. Something like that. Call it 3 years. So yeah, it was Jay Bundy, right? Good, you know, more hugs, you know, I mean, just, you know, not us guys weren't shy either. I mean, we were full out hugs, not even man hugs, you know, we were full bear hugs, you know. So yeah, Jay Bundy, powerful speech. The Skeptic, which I didn't put 2 and 2 together right away. I know he was, but the Skeptic, and I was like, again, our brains were not functioning well. It was, I mean, you know, I had a towel I had to keep wiping, you know, we're drinking, we're wiping, and you're just getting a little, you know, goofy, you know, and not everything was real clear. But I put 2 and 2 together, especially since I've seen some of the other streams since, and I'm like, oh, so and so, okay. Objective ethics. Alma. Did I say hi to you guys? Wasn't sure. If not, hello. I'm kind of hard to pay attention. Forgive me. I'm just trying to tell a little story. Yeah, Jay was great. Elliot wrapped things up, Secular Rarity, gave a great closing. And right before he gave his closing, Austin and I got up there for a minute. Austin blasted the Creationists a little bit, and I didn't have a lot to add. So I just I gave a shout out to Dan Phelps for, you know, giving us a lot of the behind the scenes info, all the public information, all the stuff he does. And otherwise, I just said how great it was, to meet everybody and, everything and stuff like that. So Dade Murphy got up and talked for a minute. Godless Engineer, great speech. I mean, he had it written very well. I don't know what else to say. Knew what he was doing. They all seemed to know what they were doing, right? These awesome speeches. Godless Granny. Folks, if you want to be made look bad, try to keep up with Godless Granny. Now, Granny's had a few issues, and but Granny's a trooper. I mean, Granny was in that heat, and after I'll talk about the speech here for a minute. Then we all went down to the gate, right? Where we were, it was like a few hundred yards down. You had to go to where the gate was, so we weren't really across the street or anything, kind of cattywampus us over, So yeah, so the final thing is everybody marches down, holds up the big banner, right? There goes Granny on a cane. It's like, so some of us were walking with Granny because she was bringing up the rear a little bit, and somebody said something like, "Hey, we're pacing Granny here," But yeah, what a trooper. I mean, she just had folks know she just had a little minor surgery and all that, take care of her little thingy there and all that. And man, she's out there. What a trooper. Another great speech. And then she got Jay Bundy up there to sing with her. And it was, instead of Jesus loves little children, I think Jesus drowns all the little children or something like that. Her and Jay Bundy up there sang a couple lines. That was pretty great. I know I'm missing somebody. But a lot of great speeches. I say a lot of people have posted. Chris had it posted. I've got videos posted. Some of the other people were making videos. I got it posted. Godless Engineer had his speech posted. And then otherwise, great event. Nobody dropped over. We maintained. There was lots of water bottles going around and everything. Chris Mallard was hot. He was pouring water on his head and trying to stay cool. His cameras were getting so hot they were shutting down. I mean, that's how hot it was. Okay. So we got through all of it. There was some people that drove by and were honking their horns and waving, supporting and everything. Most of them, I would say, were a few people were peeling out their tires and blasting their diesel and yelling something and giving a finger or whatever. We figured those must have been the real Christians. But not any major issues, I guess in this country, you have the right to make flat spots on your tires if you want to. And anytime I see somebody peeling out, that's all I think is, you know how much tires cost? And you just threw how much rubber all over the road? Oh, okay, you sure showed me, right? You sure showed me. You just took a year's worth of tread off your tires, right? But there was this one idiot, black truck, rolled back and forth a couple times, diesel, stepping on it, blasting the black smoke all over. So when the thing was all done, so there was this young person there, standing out by the road, and they was wearing a skirt, and I didn't know who they were. They was out there and everything. I was like, okay, I noticed. He's out there, had a sign and everything. Like, okay. Then there was other folks too, we're just hanging out, and not everybody was just YouTubers. There was just folks that showed up to see the protest and stuff. So yeah, there was a bunch of other folks just kind of gathering around, and a bunch of us YouTubers were kind of, huddling under the shade a little bit, And then, So yeah, okay. Jim says this is the tri-state from the Tri-State Thinkers organization again. Jim got up and said, "Okay, what we like to do is a traditional thing is when it's done, we're all going to go down to the Ark entrance and hold up the banner. They've got the Incest and Genocide Park, banner thing. You might have seen it." So it's kind of a thing. That's what you do at the end. Everybody goes down there, and on the way, you hold your signs. And of course, I had my sign, right? So I got my sign, and some people are honking and waving, and some people are flipping us off. And, so that's how it goes, right? So I was just smiling and waving, whatever they were doing. If they flipped me off or if they waved, I just, hey. I just had the mindset, right? So we went down, took the picture, come back, said goodbyes and everything. And it was so great to get back to the car, change my shirt, get into the air conditioning, and put away another Gatorade. I was putting away Gatorades, the big ones, So I did maintain okay, but the walk down there to the park, I was dragging. I was trying to stay focused, but I don't think my feet were getting very high off the ground. And luckily I was walking with Granny because I felt like, I couldn't outpace Granny. I was done. So we're coming back, and I said, we already got, but on the way back, there was one more time the idiot with the black truck come through, blast us with black smoke again. So the young person we had seen wearing the skirt, not sure how they identify, whatever, I don't care, sitting on the ground, took a lungful of it, was just like overwhelmed. So that was our, the one other gentleman with the American Uncle Sam hat on had a little trip and fall in the parking lot. No big deal. I think another idiot peeled out or something, and he lost his footing, and he cut his hand and his chin. And again, somebody grabbed a first aid kit they had, and boop, boop, Band-Aid, fixed him up. And he went right back. He was marching with us and everything, So that was our injuries. Yeah, that guy, he got distracted. Again, the parking lot was kind of rough, big rocks and stuff, you know what I mean? It wasn't a really nice field or anything. And a little spill there. And then, that other young person took a little lungful, so that somebody ran down, got a vehicle, came back, picked him up, so he didn't have to walk. But I heard the Steven Anderson, the hate preacher who's banned just about everywhere, he can't go to a lot of countries around the world because they don't want him. My favorite Steven Anderson is when he got tased. It's hilarious because he's a piece of garbage. And turns out this young person wearing the skirt, I don't want to misgender anybody or whatever, but it kind of looked like, a guy, so I'm guessing some kind of transgender thing, or just making a statement, maybe. I'm not sure about the person, but, I noticed, he kind of looked like he was wearing a skirt, and I was like, is that somebody from trans community? I didn't know. Well, later, this and that. Like I said, the heat, everything, so I'm piecing stuff together later. This person is Steven Anderson's nephew, I believe it is, who is a Christian, but can't stand his uncle, and can't stand people like him or Ken Ham, who think, because they think they're like black eyes for Christianity. So very unique situation going on there with this person. They came there to not to be not to be an atheist, but to support the like I say, it wasn't an anti-religion protest, right? It was anti the other garbage that they do, and this as well with this Pastor Anderson with his hate speech and everything, right? So got to give it to somebody that is religious and actually makes a stand and says, you know, you're making us look bad. So more power to you. Yeah, I hope, you know, I'm sure it was, you know, resolved, just got a lung full or whatever. But yeah, otherwise everybody else stayed vertical. But like I said, one more minute or two, and I don't think that would have been. Literally, some of the folks couldn't make the walk. They drive. Joe had to go lay down. Of course, he was busting it early. Chris Mallard had to go lay down. They were literally getting sick from the heat. So some of them didn't make the march. I did, because I was like, I'm going to finish it out, and Granny's not going to outdo me. And I had my sign, you know, made my sign, you know. So, but yeah, by the time I got back, and then, yeah, just saying goodbye to everybody and to change shirt and put a clean, dry shirt on, get in the car with the air conditioning again. It was just in the nick of time. I'm sure a lot of folks were feeling exactly the same way. If the event had gone any longer, I think some folks would have been start dropping, because I was feeling it. And I don't like the heat, but usually I've managed over the years. You know, I've worked in the heat, and I had to wear, you know, long pants and everything, and boots and all that shit, right? So I know some of the things, you know, stay hydrated, you know, wet towels, you know, some of the tricks to stay alive, you know. But I was a lot younger then too, and Chris and a lot of some of the other folks, we were all saying, yeah, this stuff's tough when it's hot out. It is. So yeah. Otherwise, the Hawaiian shirt guy had talked about showing up, and Hawaiian shirt guy had been talking smack and everything else. And Hawaiian shirt guy was a no-show. And for those of you that follow some of these channels, I'm gonna show you a little clip from their channel. I'm not gonna steal their stuff, but everybody knows who they are: Claude Balls and Karisu, Chris, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of something of what they had to say about Hovind not showing up after he ran his mouth that he was going to show up and school all us atheists, blah, 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 blah. So let me share a little bit of this. Okay, here it is. All right. I just wanted to play the beginning here so you can kind of get the message loud and clear. All right. And here we go. Again, this is borrowed from the beginning of Claude Ball's stream. I came on and talked to him for a few minutes too. So, but this was great. This is our answer to Hovind and his big mouth about coming to the protest. So that's how Claude started his stream, because and if you think we're saying that, oh well, remember he spoke to Joe what, a couple months ago now or something. Jess, hey, Jess is here. Hello, Jess. Yeah, I was just telling folks about the journey, and that the Hawaiian shirt guy didn't show up. So Claude Balls does a lot of coverage on Hovind. They even got a mention. Was it the New Yorker or one of those things? Did an article about creationists, and Claude Balls was mentioned as a thorn in their side. Claude, hilarious. Hilarious content, making fun of the Hawaiian shirt. So Claude was amused that, he was a big chicken. And to confirm it from the chicken's own mouth, I've got, let me see. Drop this out here. I have got somewhere. Oh wait, I got the other screen. I met Karisu at the protest as well, which was really cool because another channel I watch, and of course he covers a bunch of Hovind too. So a lot of them were amused that Hovind didn't show. Oh, and speaking of, Big Bad Mama had a creationist crybaby t-shirt on at the protest. So Mama was ready to talk to Hovind if he showed. And Mandisa had debated Hovind before at Dinoland. Mandisa drove there and talked to him in person. So they were ready for it if he showed up. But he didn't. Where's my thing at? So of course, so they're all, talking about that he didn't show up and everything. And here it is. No, wait, that's not it. That's what I just did.
Kentucky and see the.
All right, yeah, right here. Yeah, I just got to back it up a little bit. He's saying it himself.
Out a little pre-cooked and let the mental development go, continue onward, because again, as a social species, we can take care of those who can't take care of themselves, rather than these situations. It's pretty fascinating shit that if you actually understood science, you'd get it all.
All of them. None of them. Sure.
Yeah, my comment on the screen, there was also this person up on the hill across from the protest watching this, which was kind of creepy. So I had it posted, and yeah, I got a hold of him, and he had started to cover it, and then his power went out. So, but yeah, there was this creepy guy on the hill watching us too, calling us stupid atheists and whatever. So that's what my comment is up there. I do have a copy of it. So
survive for millions of years till they finally evolved. Okay.
all right, here he goes.
Whacking Atheist Wednesday, we do, and this Sunday we're going to Kentucky. Well, going to pick up the Krabby first in Ohio, and then stop in
Oh yeah, Krabby. We'll talk about Krabby. I think they fucked up with Krabby.
Kentucky and see the atheist rally. Talk to
No, you won't.
some of the guys, try to get a win for the Lord.
Now make note of this, how confidently he says this, and then they straight chicken out. Chicken shit fucking coward, Hovind. You're an absolute fucking coward. And I will call you that to your face. Oh, I would have had you actually bothered to show up.
Then every Thursday, Friday night is open mic after I give my brief comments here at the beginning, except for tomorrow night. We're going to play a oldie, right? You got it, Joseph. Okay.
Yes, very, very good meeting you. And yeah, as far as that
Yeah, so he said, hey, give me an email, and I said, yeah, I'll get a hold of you. So we are in contact now. Emailed him and Discord and all that. So yeah, I can get a hold of Chris now and everything. So another great YouTuber, great meeting him. And speaking of, what was it? I got a little note here too. Ambushed apostate as well. Yeah, the skeptic, Big Bad Mama, Elliot, yeah, Jim and Chrissy, yeah, Dade was there with his girlfriend. Yeah, some of the notes I made because I have. Oh, and Will is also a Bigfoot enthusiast. And Will is so nice. You couldn't meet a nicer guy. Let me tell you what. I mean, Will, you are a shining example of how to be a nice person. You really are sociable, courteous, helpful, running around doing all kind of things, helping Joe and everybody out. What a guy! I gotta say, what a guy. So yeah. But Hovind had threatened to show up, and he didn't show up. Now, supposedly somebody rolled up and took a photo, and this photo was suspicious because I think Godless Engineer was on stage, which was like the third speaker or something, and somebody took a photo, and Chris had figured out, I think it was it Chris or was it Seth? Anyway, one of the channels had figured out, well, from the, where the stop sign was in the picture and everything, that it had to have been from this angle or whatever and stuff. So he figured it must have been somebody that got off the highway there and snapped this picture. And then it was like cropped and, everything, because you couldn't see any of the cars, and you couldn't see hardly any of the crowd, because where the stage was, if you took a picture right down the middle, all you see is, basically the stage and where Chris was doing sound and the sound guy and Chris was streaming and all that under the little tent thing. And then the little stage is in the center, right? Parking was on the other side. Everybody else was kind of on the other side facing the stage. Get it? And they got it all zoomed in, cropped or whatever, and nobody's there. And something about blocking up the interstate. So Hovind was supposed to be picking up a big horseshoe crab in Ohio, and then they were going to raid the Ark Park protest on the way back. Now, they're having suspicions that with some of the YouTubers there that something happened with picking up this big old crab, and then then I don't know. One of them drove up, took a picture, then just left or something. So I don't know. We figured it couldn't have been Hovind. He would have. I mean, if he was there, you figured he'd get out and open his mouth or something, right? So anyway, the only other issue while we were there was the fuzz showing up, and the fuzz got a call, said something about blocking up the highway, and I smell a rat, right? Smell like a Hovind rat trying to call the cops and disrupt things. But the cops showed up. They already knew who Joe was. Joe had contacted everybody. Wasn't no big deal. They walked right over and Joe handled it. So we ain't had no problems. I don't know what the heck talking about. Nobody's driving in the highway. Joe had cones set up, and everything. And there was this open spot where people were pulling in. Jim and Chrissy bought everybody pizza. The pizza guy showed up, managed to pull in and everything, do everything, no problem. So told the cops, I don't know what you're talking about. So I said, okay, be safe, everybody. And they took off. Cops were cool. But I was smelling a rat. So the only thing we could figure is Hovind just said, well, told his buddy to just stop by and see what was going on or something and take a picture. I don't know. It's very weird. But either way, he didn't show up. There weren't any, there weren't really any counter protesters or anything like that showed up or anything. Hello, Bree. Good evening. But mostly the folks were cool. The cops they talked to actually said they don't like the Ark Park all that much. The people at the gas station said, yeah, they're a bunch of hypocrites. The employees are all over there buying alcohol, cigarettes, and lottery tickets. They're fooling anybody. They're blatant. They just go right across the street to the gas station, right? The people that defend the place, I don't know. They're kind of odd because a lot of people know it's just, a bunch of baloney. And kind of scary was that some of the shuttle bus drivers were having a cool one in between shifts or whatever. And so there you go. Not really well liked by the community, I don't think, because again, like I said, most people driving by were supportive. So take that for what it is. Now, as far as everybody, like I said, it was great meeting everybody. I've got stuff posted. A lot of other folks got stuff posted. You want to hear some great speeches, by all means, go listen to them. Drop comments, tell them how, they did a great job and everything. Of course, Joe and Jess and all the other folks putting it together. There was a few, they had a few bumps in the road. But planning an event, it's a lot into it. And it was a big thing. Joe was first timer, you gotta take it easy on that first time, right? But I would give Joe a pretty good rating. Like I said, as far as my end goes, and as far as getting everybody there and to the hotel and to people, Jim and Chrissy's house and all that. I mean, all you had to do was call Joe and he got you there, right? Hey, Katie. Yeah, I can sum it up. It was hot. I got a comment, what's up with Dave's hair on my video? And I was like, what do you mean what's up with my hair? He's like, it looks like you're all greaser or something like that. I'm like, I soaked with sweat. My hair was terrible. Bad. Everybody was having bad hair days, but I was soaked. Literally, my head was soaking wet, like I just got out of the shower. That's how wet my head was. My shirt was soaked. We were sweating a lot. So looks like I got a bunch of grease in my hair. That's natural. That's that natural grease. That's that natural dippity-doo. And plus it was all messed up because I had a towel wiping my forehead, and so my hair was I had some flyaways going on. Of course, you're out there by the highway, so what do you expect? I got long hair, I mean, it's gonna it's gonna get a little crazy. But and the one other thing, yeah, I did represent. Let's see, where's it at? I had my shirt on, and I think Mandisa had this posted. I'm not sure who captured it, but yeah, I was there representing. That's me from the back. So if you didn't know, that's how long my hair is. And yeah, there's all the sponsors for the event. So if you want to know who was doing all the monies and the logistics and the equipments and all that kind of good stuff, including the tent I'm standing in, all that stuff. Yeah, there's the folks you want to give a round of applause to for all the work they did putting it together on the back of my shirt. Yeah, I know, I'm dang hippies. I've had long hair, I've had short hair, I've had no hair, I've been all over. Right now I got long hair, so it's not the first time I've had long hair though. But so yeah, I had my orange on. Joe got a shirt made in orange, so I had to get one because I said, "Are you gonna have one in orange?" It was a dark orange, but I did have my orange. And then when I was giving my my talk, which is drop that one out of there. So when I was giving my talk, somebody said, "Hey Dave, you don't have orange shoes on." And I was like, "Oh, I've got orange shoes, but I didn't wear my orange shoes." So hang on, I gotta pull this up. It'll take me a second. Hang on. Yeah, I knew what it was gonna be like, and on top of everything else, I knew I'd probably sweat right through them. And my orange shoes are new, and really, I keep them for nice, so I thought, I did think about taking my shoes. I did. And then I thought, no, because I'll mess them up. So, there we go. All right. So, yeah, well, I know a lot of you know. Yep, I got a ponytail. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I did. I was doing some live streams, and okay, there we go. So a lot of you couldn't really see me. I was taking selfies with her, but I got lots of selfies too. I tried. I missed a couple folks, but I think I have them on video. If I missed them, some folks got there and kind of wandered off or whatever, and I didn't really know who a couple people were. But I almost everybody I got pictures with. So I think I did pretty good. So anyway, I got up there and talked for a minute, and just a quick minute, just said how, because like I said, there was some great speeches, and I wasn't prepared or anything. Chris just asked me if I just wanted to say something, and I said, yeah, I got something to say. So yeah, I gave Dan Phelps a shout out real quick, and just said how great it was to meet everybody and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the photo, yeah, I know, it was during Godless Engineer's speech. And then the cops showed up, right? Yeah, see, that's what I said, Mama. I smell a rat. And it smelled like a Hovind rat, because, yeah, all that happened about the same time, didn't it? Yep. So, yeah, not only are you a chicken, but you're a big weenie trying to just disrupt stuff like that. That was really lame. So, oh yeah, so I got up there for a minute, right? And of course, yeah, I'm sporting my orange. Dave likes orange. I'm wearing orange right now. I like orange. I got started wearing orange because it's like a mellow color, you know, like a lot of the Buddhist monks wear the orange and the yellow and stuff, you know, kind of so it's supposed to remind me to, you know, calm down when things are getting a little tense, you know. So I kind of got into the orange. So yeah, I was sporting the orange, but I was no tilting windmill. Yeah, okay, there's tilting windmill. All right, tilting windmill. There they are. In orange shoes. And yeah, and if anybody's wondering, they're 13 wides. Dave's got big feet. So there you go. I do have the orange shoes. But yeah, look at the video here. You know, you see it's scrub brush, you know, really rough gravel over to the other side where the cars are all parked. And if you want to talk, yeah, nobody was there. You know, Hovind saying nobody was there. There was plenty of people there. There was plenty of cars there. I was there. Let me see if I got that come up. Yeah, okay, that came up. All right. Yeah, see, like I say that. Yeah, you're getting that's Jay Bundy up there talking, and yeah, you can see. I mean, cars are 2 rows deep. You can see another row off, you know, beyond this one. Yeah, there you see, scrolling over. See, that's all the cars, all up and down there. Yeah, there had to have been 40, 50 people there, you know, because you know, I could name like, you know, a couple dozen. And yeah, but that right after this is when the trouble started, because yeah, like Big Bad Mama said, there's that. That was me looking into the camera for some reason. Yeah, because I think I panned over when the cops showed up. But anyway, yeah, there was plenty of people there. I'd say again, yeah, you can piece it together there. Plenty of cars there. So don't know what Hovind was talking about. Yeah, so sometimes my hand would get a little tired. Sorry. I was holding the phone and the battery back up, you know, and it just got heavy, and it would drop down. I'd be like, oh, pick my hand back up. So yeah, there was plenty of folks there, plenty of cars there. So yeah, any of that garbage that you hear from Hovind, obviously, you know, he lies all the time. But yeah, he was lying, Hovind. Lots of us were there, and some of the folks you knew were there. I'm sure you would have loved to run into Big Bad Mama and Mandisa. And who else? Oh, you debated Jay Bundy. Bundy was there. Austin. Joe. Probably some more that were there. So at least a half dozen people already talked to you before. So yeah, you royally chickened out. But we were glad you didn't show up because yeah, mostly it was a good event without a bunch of very few troublemakers. So it was good. Hey, Kafai, how you doing? Yeah, and like a lot of us said before, to sum it up, it was hot. It was brutally hot. And the next day, I don't know how it was down there, but when I got back home, I'm not too far away. We have similar weather. Monday was nice here. I turned off the AC and opened up the windows and everything. And in the evening, I even got a little chilly. It had actually cooled off nice in the evening and that. So I was just figuring, yeah, that's how it goes. When we got married, it was similar. It was like 95 degrees or something. We were in an old church too. Didn't have AC, just some fans, and we were in tuxedos. Everybody dressed, and we're like, you're just trying to wipe the sweat off your lip, and it was all we could do to get in the limo. And sure enough, the next day was nice. Yeah, so it's just how it goes, But yeah, everybody managed to have a great time in spite of the heat. Most of us were just joking that hell was throwing its fury at us, and we were flipping it off, right? And of course, the ultimate flip off was to Ken Ham. Again, protest is not about religion. A lot of us have issues with religion. However, in this country, we have freedom of religion. You have every right to practice your religion. And I stand by that because that's how things are here, okay? Whether I like it or not. Because it's the same reason of that I don't have to be forced into a religion, hopefully. Some days it makes me wonder. Just had a prayer thing at the White House, pretty spooky. The other day they had one out, was it outside the West Wing or something? They were out there speaking in tongues. Outside the West Wing, speaking in tongues. But for now, again, with the protest, Kentucky doesn't have the permit thing like other places do. So, yeah, in certain areas, you can set up and do a protest. So that's what we were doing, and the cops knew what we were doing. They said, hey, everything's cool. You're doing everything fine. We didn't have any problems. The cops were cool. Not a fan of the cops, but these cops were cool. So they did their job. They knew what was going on. And Joe did his job contacting them before. Joe contacted the Ark. He contacted the police. He contacted the city. He let everybody know, did it the right way, which, how you should do it. Didn't have to, but he did it anyway because it's just the way to do things, right? So, yeah, everybody was cool. Hey, Lena, good to see you. So, no problems like that. And, so they set up with the doing the protest because they have the right to do it. We have the right to do it. The same way Ken Ham has the right to go to church and everything. However, the pseudoscience, the bigotry, and the tax issues, and all the money rolling through there. One of the speakers, I think it might have been, was it Mark? It might have been Mark mentioned it, and Dan Phelps has talked about it too. There's a Learjet that is co-owned by the whatever LLC ABC 123 that Can-Am runs all his, companies through, whatever. Somehow it's connected to this Learjet. And it goes to the Cayman Islands now and then. Now, I don't know about you, but if I got on a jet and went to the Cayman Islands, I'm going to spend some time on the beach with one of them drinks in my hand with an umbrella, maybe in a hammock, right? I mean, Cayman Islands, I hear it's pretty nice, right? They fly that Learjet there. It stays there for about 10 minutes. So, you know what's going on, okay? That's all I got to say. Nobody goes to Cayman Islands and never leaves the freaking tarmac. Right? So that's what we have a problem with. Shenanigans. Okay? Targeting children and adults, sadly, with magic zoo boat nonsense. And actively promoting bigotry against folks in communities that they have a problem with because of something with their religion, while ignoring many of the other things that they don't follow in those religions because they seem to be outdated. But yet they want to hold on to some of the things. Again, Steven Anderson, great example, pulling crap out of the Bible. And there is awful things in the Bible. But most Christians would agree that's not how you act towards people anymore. We don't remove limbs for stealing or, all those barbaric things that used to go on. So get in the 21st century, all right? And to their credit, there are Christians that are in the 21st century. Again, Anderson's nephew was at the protest, a Christian that doesn't like the bad Christians. Young Earth creationism, sadly, in this country, I think it's like 40-50%, or it's about half. Okay, it's that believe in at least some form of it, not maybe a strict doctrine, but some form of it, like maybe Noah's Ark, and some Adam and Eve, and some of these things. Okay, the other half about are in the 21st century for the most part. Yes, they will believe in their God and their Jesus and everything, but they're not bucking up against science. And as Ken Ham was asked in an interview, why do most of the theologians, not just all the scientists, but why do the theologians not agree with you? Because Ken Ham is a goof. He is. He has no credentials. He has no theology credentials, none whatsoever. And he brags about it. We just covered it last week or a week before. Saturday Night at the Atheist. Joel Duff covers him. Joel Duff's another one. Joel Duff is a Christian. We some of us have tried to reach out to Joel and stuff, and he kind of shies away because we are atheist channels, and I can understand. Of course, Dr. Joel's welcome to come here. Mike's channel, a lot of us would welcome him, and be fully civil and all that kind of good stuff. We love Dr. Joel. Dr. Joel is a Christian. Dr. Joel also has a big problem with Ken Ham. Talks about him a lot. It bothers some of these folks when they know that a fellow Christian is lying to people about what the Bible says, not to mention science, but what the Bible says. So, it's not personal, and it's not against religion. Aside another issue, okay? Religion's another issue. This issue, though, is specifically the garbage that they push. And they literally push it on kids. Ken Ham has books called D for Dino, where it's like a little kid's book, easy readers or whatever, they call them. And they're riding dinosaurs. They're feeding dinosaurs. There's dinosaurs pulling plows in the field. And they're teaching this to little kids. And not that it's just a cute story. you know, kid stories, cartoons, whatever. You know, you can do whatever you want, right? You want to have a dinosaur, you know, the Flintstones had dinosaurs, you know, sure. But you don't tell your kids that's real, or maybe someday you can grow up and operate a brontosaurus crane, right? You don't do that. You obviously it's not real. Objective Ethics says, that's why I subscribe to your channel. I really appreciate how respectful you are towards others in spite of their beliefs. I have gotten better over the years. I will say in my youth, I was a little cockier, a little naive, and I did give people more of a hard time. But then I came to realize that people can believe in things for a lot of reasons, and not just because they're stupid. You know what I'm not want to picking on anybody, but it's easy to call somebody stupid, right? And I realized, no, you can believe in a lot of things through indoctrination, education, family life, you know, all those things that feed into it and everything. And then I also, I think it was Mike Shermer maybe, and I think Alex O'Connor too. They both had similar books out talking about some like smart people can believe in silly things too, or some. Both of them had a similar theme to it, and I realized more and more as I got older that smart people can believe in silly things, and I'm not immune. I mean, I was never really a believer in religion, but you know, I did dabble in other things. I don't want to. I don't know if I was. I don't know what you call it. I tested things. You know, meditation, out of body. You know, trying all the practices and see what would happen. Right? Because I'm curious. I guess you know. So I have dabbled in a lot of these things, and some of you know I've done some streams where we got the Ouija board out, the tarot cards, the spell book, all that, you know. If something like that worked, I have a curiosity, right? I mean, if I could have an out of body, if I could have a lucid dream, if I could draw a tarot card and it was right every time, you know, there's something in there that I want something to be real. You know what I mean? Although when I put them to the test, I've never really been convinced any of them work. So, but I can see why, you know, just out of curiosity, you know, are people really having these things? You know, I mean, can they really read their tea leaves? You know, and a lot of people just, you know, laugh it off or whatever. But I think you should give it a fair shake, you know. So all of that has kind of grown into being a little more understanding and wanting to hear what people have experienced, because I haven't experienced it. I haven't had a religious experience. I haven't seen Bigfoot. I haven't seen a UFO. I haven't seen a ghost. Far as I know, there's no demons behind me. But I understand a lot of people have experiences, not just religious experiences, all kinds of experiences. So I've mellowed, and I'm more curious now about hearing from people, even if, you know, personally, if I would think it was ridiculous, you know. I don't want to badmouth somebody who otherwise you would consider smart, you know, great neighbor, whatever, you know, I mean, not somebody, you know, yelling on a corner or something with the end is near, or, you know what I mean? With you get the extremes I'm talking about, right? You know, so-called everyday folks, right? And they have these experiences, and it's profound, right? So I want to hear about it. And if they think they saw a ghost or a Bigfoot or an alien or Jesus, yeah, I've grown a lot more curious over the years. So I have to be open to it, because one of the issues with being a skeptic is, if you shut something off, you're not really being a skeptic in a lot of people's eyes. And truly, to be a skeptic, you shouldn't do that, right? You shouldn't dismiss something if you haven't even heard it, or don't know anything about it, and you've already dismissed it. That shouldn't be the way to do it. So if I've had a few people say they've seen demons and different things, and I've said, hey, I'd love to hear it. Here's my email, and I don't hear from them. So I think obviously some are probably timid about talking about it or whatever. And I try to be nice and everything, though, and yeah, I am open to talking to somebody if it's civil. There's been a few instances we've had some problems. I'm sure a lot of YouTubers have, where you try to talk to somebody and they're just a big jerk, want to call names or badmouth somebody or sexist, racist, whatever garbage that has to come out of their mouth to just ruin what could have been a productive conversation, even if we disagree. However, the offer's always out there, and I offer people all the time. I've had, I think, a grand total of maybe one theist, I think, that I talked to, and another theist that had that I talked to about something else. It wasn't religion. That was Stephanie talking about the dog man. So there's my only examples, but I do try to reach out. Same thing with the cryptids or anything like that. I do have some maybes. I do have some folks that will get back to me, and stuff like that. But yeah, if you know somebody, whatever it is, if they've seen the lights in the sky, heard a bump in the night, grandma's picture fell off the wall, any of that kind of stuff, get a hold of me, send me an email, allhailbigfoot at the Gmail. All right. Send me an email. If you don't want anybody to know your name or who you are or anything like that, that's fine. Just send it to me, just, between us or whatever. That's cool too. I'll keep it private. But yeah, I am interested in those kind of things. So yeah, if you know somebody that doesn't know who they can talk to about or whatever, I'll be a friendly ear. Okay. I'll give it a listen. I'll give it a fair shake. I won't call you names or anything like that. So yeah, feel free to tell anybody that's may have saw something that, hey, I know somebody that would love to talk to you about it, and I would. Good evening, Mark. How you doing? Ember. Hello. Yeah, I got to meet Ember in person too. I mean, I'm privileged. I got to meet so many great people and get hugs and pictures with them and all kind of stuff. Ember, I got to meet Ember. Ember, we go back a while too, talking about Jay Bundy. Ember and I go back a while too. Ember, you were on my channel a while ago. Yeah, we're going back. We're old friends. So yeah, I got to see Ember and I got a hug. And I got to see Big Bad Mama and got a hug. And all the other great folks. Nancy was there. Nancy is so nice. Very pleasant. Again, even in the heat, she was feeling it too. People were still being pleasant and everything. It was so wonderful meeting everybody. One after another. And the folks that came in from distances like Chris, Big Bad Mama, Jess, Ember, they came from they took quite the haul or had to fly to get to the protest. So those of you that are trying to make excuses for not showing up, and don't make me bring up Godless Granny again. All right, I'm telling you, she was making most of us look bad. And if you thought you couldn't make it because of the heat and all that kind of stuff, she really made you look bad. And believe me, I had second thoughts too. I wasn't a fan of going and roasting in the heat, but how many years of Ken Ham I was due. I was. So, yeah, I made my mark. I made my sign. Hopefully Ken Ham's security camera picked me up somewhere. Got to meet, the best part was meeting all the great folks. It was so wonderful. Yeah, every time I turned around, it's like, oh, so-and-so, hey, hello, 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 and one after another. And yeah, some of the big bear hugs, you know, Austin and Joe and all them, you know, big guys, you know, and it wasn't no man, you know, no shoulder stuff. It was all big bear hugs, you know, and come here, Dave. Yeah, that was just so awesome. Just to meet everybody, it was well worth it. I would almost do it again if it was maybe about 5-10 degrees cooler. As far as I know, everybody made it back home safe. Yeah, Nancy is the heat. Nancy was looking good. Nancy's well dressed, well groomed, all that kind of stuff. She's also married, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm married too. But yeah, Nancy is very attractive. Nancy's also very pleasant to talk to, and yeah, that's you know, that goes a long way. It really does. Oh, and Purple showed up with Porpoise. They made a haul too. I almost forgot they made a haul to get there. And then I think it was Ambushed, Apostate, and Karisu. Both were, they had to do some zigzagging and some traveling, so they did a bunch of road time just to get there and then go somewhere else and then get back home again and all. So that was, a lot of the folks are doing a lot of driving. I know Ember, what'd you have, like a 12-hour run or something like that? You know, it's some people, yeah, they had to drive a lot. And mostly I did all right. Like I said, I didn't get sunburned too bad or anything. I had to put a little lotion on my forehead this morning. It felt a little dry. But yeah, mostly my back is stiff, you know, just from doing that. I only had to drive about 4.5 hours. So that's about my limit, I think, too, because I was maxing out. 11, 13, but yeah, I figured it would be about 12 hours because you said you got home at 4, so I was figuring it had to take you about 12 hours. Yeah, but Ember, great speech. I know you were feeling the heat too and everything, and a lot of folks were. I'm sure if it had been a lot cooler, the speeches, if they could have been any better, I'm sure everybody would have been a little bit. I know Chris Mallard said there was a few things that, you know, he would have liked to, you know, give better intros, and he couldn't, you know, remember stuff because, I mean, it's just so stinking hot. And I don't know if it'd be possible or something, but maybe get, you know, some of those big industrial fans, you know, to be blowing around or something, because or some bigger tents maybe or something, because yeah, having an event, those of us that live in these areas, July 4th is usually pretty hot, and it was July 4th weekend. So yeah, that's around here. It's pretty hot. So yeah, I think if yeah, something with a little more shade and maybe one of those big what do you call it, industrial fans, you know, that they use in the factories or something like that. Yeah, they did have the generator and stuff. So I mean, if they could get a generator there and to power it. I think some breeze would go a long way. The shade did help. I think that's what got a lot of us through because, well, Ember knows everybody was huddled under the tents, but they're only 8x8, 10x10 or whatever, you know what I mean? And then with, except when the sun's directly overhead, you got some where the sun's still, so I think, a little bit more shade would have gone a long way. But otherwise, mostly, nice event. Joe had things planned out well. The couple things that were hiccups and stuff were unforeseen things, and just stuff happened. Same thing, like I said, my freaking car didn't want to start when I was ready to go. What are you going to do when your car don't start? Well, you buy another battery. That's what you do. So sometimes things happen. But otherwise, most of it went off without a hitch. Was it the doggo? I know Jim and Chrissy had a dog. I did a rescue dog. Okay. Playing in the car. I want to thank Mrs. Desk as well. Mrs. Desk, thank you very much. By the way, Mrs. Desk had a great time meeting all of you. And so those of you that got to meet Mrs. Desk, Mrs. Desk sends her greetings and hopes everybody got home safe as well. And I want to thank Mrs. Desk. Mrs. Desk is a good sport. Mrs. Desk didn't want to go to the Ark. Well, she thought she might be able to go with one of her relatives. She's got a really cool aunt that would like to go. She goes, I could maybe go there and walk through with my aunt, because she's a good sport, but she doesn't really have any interest in it. My wife isn't religious. She leans more like a Buddhist type thing. She's just a nice person, and she balances me out when I'm not always such a nice person. But she did make the journey with me. Again, thank you very much. It makes the trip go a little faster when you got somebody to talk to. I've done a lot of solo driving. I know Ember and everybody has too, and it's boring. You can only listen to the radio so much, and it's nice just to have somebody to say, like my wife said, "Oh, look, there's cows," and there you pass the cows or something, and it's just something to talk to. It passes the time. You can just talk about something, So, thank you, my love. You're awesome. Thank you for going with me. Thanks for being a great traveling companion, and I couldn't ask for a better traveling companion. I love you, Mrs. Desk. And once again, for all the folks that got to meet Mrs. Desk, you got to meet Mrs. Desk. So there. So let's see. What else is there? Anything else? Anybody got any questions about the trip or anything? No, Mrs. Desk is amazing. So talking about the dog. Who could blame her? Running a portable AC 6 inches from your back. I might have a little background noise, and I see my green screens blowing around a little bit there. Yesterday was really nice. This morning was nice, and I'm like, I like to keep the windows open and whatever if I can. You're cold all winter. I don't want to be cold all summer too. But my son and I were having dinner and started getting a little warm. And I was like, I had enough sweating Sunday at the protest to last me the rest of the year. So I said, nope, I am not going to sweat. So we put the AC back on, close the house up. So it's, you hear it in the background there. Sorry, I'm not going to be warm. Yeah, it's miserable. And, yeah, again, I did it a lot better when I was younger, but no, not anymore. Especially, you know, when you want to sleep or eat or something and you're just sweating, it's just miserable, you know. Katie says, what happened to Durante? Durante and Hemet Meta didn't show up. I mentioned earlier, manners dictate, you know, you should at least say, hey, I can't make it. I don't know what, you know, maybe their car didn't start. Mine didn't. All I know is, yeah, they didn't show. So it was disappointing. And Aaron Ra was to be in the lineup too, and then Aaron Ra had to back out. So that was a little disappointing as well. Vice Rhino was in the lineup, but Vice Rhino didn't want to come because of issues in this country right now with the border, and Vice Rhino is in Canada. So, yeah, there was some, you know, things that just couldn't be done because of, you know, whatever reasons. However, as far as everybody knew, they were going to be there. They were in the ad. And when I spoke to Dan, he had also spoke to Hemet Meta, and Hemet Meta said at the last minute he wasn't sure if he was going to come. But I guess I heard that, but Joe didn't. Again, though, I don't know. Maybe their car didn't start. But yeah, I'm just saying we didn't hear from them, so we don't know. So. Let's see. Was the pizza any good, or was it so-so? The pizza was pretty good. It was some good greasy pizza. I don't remember what the name of the place was. It was Skippy's or something. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, but Jim and Chrissy sprung for pizza, and they had a tip jar out. I did tip. I like to help folks out, and so I do the right thing. I don't want to brag or anything, but you know, when somebody does something like that, you know, yeah, at least throw a couple bucks in the tip jar, right? I mean, just saying, pretty cheap pizza for a couple bucks. Yeah, I had some pizza, and I took Mrs. Desk a piece of pizza because I'm a gentleman. What can I say? I came walking over, and she's like, "Aren't you going to eat?" I said, "I did eat." I said, "I brought you some pizza." Oh, thanks. Of course, yeah, it was very greasy, and you know, but luckily we had some napkins. So yeah, decent pizza. No complaints about the pizza. Let's see. Yeah, as far as, you know, like I said, some of the videos and stuff, mine and Chris's and stuff, you know, they weren't the best because we were streaming, so it was, you know, not direct record or anything. So some of the videos aren't the best. Some of the videos are a little better. Godless Engineer did get a very clear one. I think he had his own camera set up or something, or KC was doing it, maybe something. Godless Engineers was pretty clear. Some of the other ones, though, yeah, between the connections and everything, it seemed like we had good audio, but not always good video. So Chris actually blacked out a couple times on his stream. But yeah, and I heard Nancy's hubby was there, but yeah, he went to go jump out of a plane. I heard that he went up to Cincinnati and jumped out of a plane while we were doing the protest or whatever. It's like, again, see, I had a similar plan. My wife was supposed to meet up with her sister while we were down there because her sister lives right there. And I said, how often do we drive to Kentucky? Not very often. So it's like, you can see your sister, right? Well, her sister was up here because she has a child with somebody and they're not together anymore. So our nephew was up here and she was coming up here because he had brought him up here. Anyway, so at the very time that because we couldn't do it during the protest or whatever. So then she thought, well, maybe on the way back we could stop to see her. So I said, all right. But then it turned out, yeah, she left at the very time like we were at the protest. So she was already, heading up all the way up, almost back up here. We probably passed each other on the other side of the highway. So that didn't work out. But yeah, we were trying to think something similar because again, Mrs. Desk is a good sport, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure she would have rather had lunch with her sister than be in a hot lot. But again, thank you, Mrs. Desk, for being such a great sport and everything. Nothing against anybody. Like again, Mrs. Desk was very happy to meet everybody because she knows a lot of your names too. I say something, she hears it, so she knew Ember's name and Jay Bundy's name. A lot of these folks I've been talking to for, like I said, years, she's heard their names. So, yeah, she got to put, the face to it and everything. And yeah, so it was really, it was great. Not like that. But yeah, I'm sure she would have rather had lunch with her sister. I probably would have rather had lunch with her sister, to be honest. That was hot. It was so hot. Oh, man. Yeah, Mark, that would be really great to meet each other in person. You never know. I mean, something like this could come around somewhere, somehow. And talking to a lot of other people, Neil, the 604 atheist, is in Bigfoot country. He's in Canada, but it's just, it's in the Northwest, what we would call the Northwest, which is Bigfoot area. And if you go just up into Canada, that's where Neil, the 604 atheist, is, who, by the way, I'm going to be on Skeptic Haven August 3rd with Neil, the 604 atheist. So check us out. Was it Sunday at 7? I think they do it or something like that. It's before Maya's show. So stop by and say hi. Maybe call in. And but Neil has because I called in and was talking to him because Godless Engineer was on, and this was right before the protest. So I said, hey, so I called in and said hey to him. Anyway, so I mentioned the Bigfoot statue, and Neil said, hey, we've got one up here. Matter of fact, we got Bigfoots everywhere, He says, you're up this way. I said, man, if I'm up that way, you're the first one I'm going to call, Neil. So it's really neat that, and, Seth Moore showed up. Seth's been on the channel before. He worked at the Ark, and he came on and was talking about working at the Ark. And he made it in. He had to drive in from like Illinois or somewhere. He got there about a couple people had already given their speeches. So he's like, how much did I miss? But he got there, and so he saw at least half of it. So yeah, it was really great seeing him. And he's like, "Hey, if you're back again, let me know or whatever." I was like, "Hey, same to you," because I know he travels around. He goes to different places. He likes to go see things. So I was, yeah, if you're up my way, same thing. We'll hook up, have lunch. Other people have talked. Well, I know Tux was gonna come into town for a hockey game, but it fell through. But yeah, I almost met up with Tux, so that might happen again if he goes. All the people I know, different parts of the country now. Bree and Chris and Ember and Stephanie in Florida and Stephanie in New England, and so yeah, that's one of those bonuses of meeting everybody. If we do, any of us go anywhere, we could always, meet the other ones for lunch or something, and that's really cool too. So, yeah, if it works out, yeah, that would be great, Mark. I'd love to have a Mark Reed hug. I know you got a big bear hug too. Lots of bear hugs. I love them. Checking out here. Yeah, we like I said, we joke about the heat because it's done and over with. But yeah, it was brutal. That's the only thing. Yes, Skeptic and Mrs. Tick and Mini Tick were all there. Oh, okay. They had the stroller, right? Okay. See, I didn't realize who they were at first. Again, we're talking with everybody, and then it was hot, and then I didn't actually know them by sight and everything, but then I pieced it together. I was like, oh, the Skeptic with the accent. And it's. Okay. See, now I'm piecing it together. Thank you, Ember. Magic mushrooms. Yeah, see, that would have sucked. Tripping when it's that hot, it just sucks. Ember's got a link. Thank you, Ember. Skeptic Haven. They have a call-in show. Wes is over there, and Wes got a hold of me and said, "Hey, how about you come on sometime?" I said, "Sure, that'd be great." And he said, "Maybe we can have you on with Neil." And I said, "Even better." I was like, "I like hanging out with Neil. I've been on Neil's channel a couple times, so I got no problem hanging out with Neil for a few hours." So August 3rd. So would it be one month from Sunday or whatever. So yeah, August 3rd, Skeptic Haven. Be there. I'm sure I'll put a post up about it. Let's Talk on Skeptic Haven is Sunday at 8. Okay. Yeah, it'll be on Skeptic Haven, Tilting Windmill. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe to the Skeptic Haven. Yeah. Mrs. Desk is a good sport. Thank you very much, Mrs. Desk. Yeah, I say it makes the trip a lot better when you have somebody to talk to. Do little things too when you're driving, like, find a radio station, or because, when you're driving, the radio stations come in and out, you got to find a radio station, or, grab me a snack or grab me a drink, and it's just nice when somebody else is with you. Makes it a whole lot better. I do like fresh tomatoes on pizza. I prefer them fresh and not cooked, though. I have had some fresh tomato on pizza, it is very sweet. It's very messy, but very sweet. Oops. Muslim and halfway through a Hawaiian pizza when we realized, am I? Whoops. Chris lost 30-second checking. Yeah, Chris did say, though, Amber, that he's got good audio. So he's going to try and put something together, maybe piece it up with somebody else's, and then lay the audio on it. I think he was saying something like to KC, like maybe KC knows how to do it or something, but something about doing that. So he's going to try and, because he says he's got a great audio track of everybody. Just, yeah, the cameras were overheating. And mine, you know, I don't know if it was the heat or what, but it kind of, you know, wasn't a really good picture. Of course, with the live stream too, I don't, you know, it's not the best quality, like when you're just, you know, snapping a picture or a video, you know. So that's why when I did the Bigfoot trip, I did the live stream, but then I also made a video because I wasn't sure if the live stream might, you know, be choppy or buffer or whatever. So I made a, you know, a video just on my camera. But the good thing with doing the live streams is you don't have to put all that stuff on your camera. It just goes right to YouTube, right? So when I went to, I gave my wife my phone and I said, look something up or whatever for me. And she goes, there's nothing in this thing or something. And I said, oh yeah. I said, there's only like just the Bigfoot picture. I said, it's in the other thing, because right before the trip, I emptied everything out of my phone, all my memes and everything, because I wanted to have it, you know, as much room and memory and all that as possible. So I would get hopefully at least, you know, the streams would come out, and they seem to have worked. I didn't watch all of them, but I kind of skimmed through and I didn't see any black. So they seem to have worked. Not the best quality, but again, you know, I was just doing it on my phone. You know, I was just trying to give everybody a peek. And I also walked around for a minute and just was saying hi to everybody, just kind of showing, you know, showing y'all what was going on. So yeah, I walked around and said, hey, I said, we're live, say hi. Hey, we're live, say hi. You know, and I showed the different areas, the tables that were set up and all that kind of stuff. So as far as the quality, sorry. And again, even if you have great quality, Chris had a nice camera and everything, and it went black. So when it's that dang hot, you just can't win. I know Ember wanted to take pictures too, but Ember, between the heat and Ember had to go. I know Ember could have taken a lot better shots because Ember knows that kind of stuff. I was just looking through the chat. Yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't really have any reviews planned for tonight. I just do. Yeah, almost everybody was talking about their trip today, so I figured, well, I'll just do a night watch and I'll just talk about it too. Yeah, once again, lots of channels got stuff. I know more is to come. Who was it? Ambushed Apostate, I think said something about posting something. He was still on the road today. He was still driving somewhere. So, but they were talking about, and I think, is that the one that was taking the video? Somebody else was taking video, whatever, too. So there should be another video of the whole thing pretty much coming out too. not counting, like I say, people posted stuff like GE, Nancy was posting pictures. And I was thinking that's what I was going to do too. I was going to put all my pictures together in a, hello, Dan. We have Dan Phelps in the chat. Yeah, I gave Dan a shout out. Dan's been on the channel before too, talking about Ken Ham. Dan's a friend of the channel, and yes, next year it is the 10th year. I didn't think it would make it 10 years. I predict they will go for a for-profit to being totally absorbed by nonprofit AIG. This is because the million tax rebate incentives. Yeah. Well, we know he's been, that's one of the issues we've been talking about. Yeah, the thing's going to expire and they won't have to pay the safety fee if they are a nonprofit. Yeah, see, that'd be just a slimy thing to do, you know. And Claude Balls, hello, Claude. I borrowed a little bit of your video there earlier, Claude, when you had the chicken dance on there. Just to let everybody know, I was letting everybody know that Hovind didn't show. So, yeah, we all enjoyed your chicken video for a minute there, too. So, thanks, Claude. And, yeah, Claude, if you don't know, Claude, again, covers a lot of Hovind stuff. And Dan Phelps covers a lot of Ken Ham stuff. We got everybody. We got all the thorns in the side here. Great to see everybody. And let's see. What's Claude say here? Has Hovind got his story straight yet? Did he pass the rally without stopping? Or was he not? Well, Big Bad Mama said earlier, it seemed that the picture was taken when GE was on stage, Godless Engineer, and the cops showed up while Godless Engineer was still on stage. So it almost seems like the Hovind rat that took the picture called the cops. At least that's where me and Big Bad Mama are leaning right now. And I know Karisu and a bunch of other ones are all kind of saying, yeah, that sounds like something they would do. Just try and start trouble without even bothering to show up or anything. So, yeah. Or they just knew somebody that sent them a picture. Because somehow they got a picture, and it's when GE is on. And we also realized they had to crop it and zoom it because when GE was on, there was plenty of cars there and there was plenty of crowd there. GE spoke like in the middle, like third or fourth or something like that. So it was already, going on. So most everybody had already arrived. There was 2 rows of cars in the parking lot. I know Claude probably saw that. And all of us were over on the other side because, the stage was facing the other way. And that picture they had was only cropped of just GE doing his speech. So, yeah, either they rolled through right in the middle or somebody else did because we were right by the expressway. So when it looks like they got off the expressway, stopped, took the picture out the window because you could see a stop sign there and stuff. Or it wasn't a stop, it was the highway sign, do not enter, exit only, or whatever it was. And then there was a stop sign on the corner. So like where the signs were, it looks like they pulled off the E-way, snapped a picture, and then took off or whatever. Because nobody showed up to talk to us. And if it wasn't Hovind or Joseph or one of the minions, it was somebody they knew that just sent them a picture. But we figured out, that was GE. And within a few minutes, that's when the cops were there too. So, yeah, there you go. We smell a rat, Claude. Definitely. So you can find a rat dance too in the sewer or something. Yeah, thank you, Claude. Like I said, I didn't want to rip off your stream or anything, but I did want to borrow your chicken dance, and I did tell folks to go to your channel, and that I was on there talking about you, or talking about the event with you on your stream. And so, yeah, everybody make sure you subscribe to Claude. Good stuff over there. And yeah, Chickent Coven. Yeah. Yeah, Big Mouth, gonna straighten out all the atheists and everything, and I'm gonna show up. And like I say, and he talked to Joe on the phone, and he was gonna this and that, and they had their little mini debate thing, and everything was all because he kind of wanted to, talk to Hovind, because again, Joe was trying to do everything right, and when he heard that he might show up, Joe called him. Just like he called the city and the Ark Park and the cops and everything else. It was business, right? If you're going to do something like this, you do things right. If somebody says they're going to come, like Hovind, he wanted to reach out and say, hey, you're welcome to come. We're not looking for a fight. And if there's going to be any trouble, we're not looking for anything like that. But, yeah, he did reach out and everything. So, yeah, Big Mouth. And then, if he did come to Ohio to get that big crab, that's even more reason why he didn't have reason not to stop, is because he would have came, right from Ohio, he would have gone right back through Kentucky to get back home, right? So, what went on with picking up the big crab? That's what I'm wondering. I think something happened. So, yeah, we had some fuzz show up, Ember, and it wasn't no big deal. They were cool. They just said somebody called the cops that we were protesting in the highway or something. And of course, we were all sitting there, in our camping chairs in the shade, and the cops are like, and Joe just said, I don't know what you're talking about. And the cops were cool. So, but they said, yeah, somebody called. And then when Hovind posted that picture, or whoever did, it had some caption on it like, nobody there, and some about blocking traffic on the highway or something like that. And it sounded almost like what the cops said. So, yeah. So we're thinking that's the rat. Yeah, the rats abandoned the Ark. Yeah. And then there was this guy across the street that was kind of creepy. I don't know if I can actually run this or not, but I just want to show real quick. So somebody posted this as well across the street. Of course, we're in Kentucky. So saying there's a hill, usually you think, oh, there's a hill, but in Kentucky, it's all hills. So it's up, down, up, down. You drive up to a restaurant and back down. Everything's on hills. It's so, but there was a hill across. Let me get this thing. So, Dan Phelps was just here, and Dan, I don't know how he saw it or somebody sent it to him, but he sent it to me. And he said, this video's up, and kind of creepy. The dude was up on the hill across from, looking down or whatever. So I'd say I don't know about playing a Facebook video or anything, but let me see. There you go. I'll just, Yeah, this person is saying, "Oh, look at the stupid atheist down there," or whatever, and y'all should get out of church and grab your Bibles and stuff. So anyway, but looking down there, I think that's me standing right in the middle there. Looks like somebody in orange. So yeah, we were already there, and as they're panning over, wait a minute. There you go. I see my car, so this is when I'm there, because I see my car there. So I'm there, and pretty sure that's me in the orange there. So yeah, they're talking another loving Christian, whatever. But kind of creepy that they were up on the hill looking down on us. Not saying anything, but people own guns in Kentucky. But it kind of gives you an idea. I mean, you can see, the highway's right there behind us, and the off ramps on the other side of us, and then you get right back on across the street. So that's right what this little area is that we were at. And then you see, he made a comment about, well, that's as close as they would let him get, or something like that. Now, see, this little grassy spot here, I think would have been a whole lot better than where we were at. Right in the middle of this pick. If they could get like that spot, that would be some. I mean, it looks like there was a truck parked there on the corner of it. But yeah, maybe if they could get this lot, of course, it would be a lot closer to the gate too. So you see, yeah, we had to walk from that corner. You had to walk this little stretch here to go to the Ark Park. So that's how far away we were. It was, let's say, a few hundred yards or so away. So we weren't exactly, well, right across the street is the gas station here. You can see the Sunoco sign. And then there's not really anything. There's like trees here. But this little nook here would have been a whole lot better, I think. But he was happy up there getting his little, and then he said something about, he sent somebody down to infiltrate. And so I don't know who this strange person was walking around spying on us, but I guess he had somebody down there. And then he said, yeah, get out of church and but it does see, look, you want to know about how many were there? Here we go. See, they're even trailing off way down on the right here. And we've got them 2 deep. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and then there's some more cars over on the corner. That's 24 cars at least. So there's 24 cars there. So anybody wants to know, Claude, you want to know? Anybody else? Yeah, that's I count 24 cars real easy. Plus there was some people parked on the other side and down on the end. So, but 24 cars was there easy. Yeah, then some folks were coming in later. Yeah, Elliot did come in later. I say Seth came in about halfway through, and there was a couple other people that showed up halfway or towards the end. Yeah, how could we block traffic if no one was there? Yeah, that's nobody there, but they're blocking traffic. Yeah, it sounds stupid enough to be from Hovind, doesn't it? Yeah, you borrowed the chicken dance. I was telling folks at the same time, that you were having fun poking at him, and that, so I said, well, I'm going to have to show part of your video where you're doing the chicken thingy. And Claude is great to hang out with. I say Claude has a great sense of humor and a thorn in Hovind's side. And yeah, I mentioned earlier, Claude, you got, what was it, the New Yorker or something like that? They mentioned your name talking about creationists and stuff. So Claude is infamous. Yeah, like I said, I know some people left too because they had enough. I can understand why a few of the people left. I guess one of the folks bailed on Joe that was driving a truck or something. He was kind of bummed about it, but again, they might have just had enough. You know, I mean, you can only take so much of that heat. You know. Yeah, it wasn't a huge event. But yeah, I mean, you got 24 cars, and a lot of people came, group traveling. You know what I mean? A lot of people go riding with other people. So, there had to be easily 40, 50 people. Not, it wasn't a huge event, but it had to be 40, 50 people just with a rough count. If you figure, just 2 per car. That'll get you about 50 people. So I say, yeah, it wasn't the big event. They are planning a big event next year for the 10th year. The big organizations that usually put these on were kind of holding off till next year. But Joe thought, we should get things rolling because there hasn't been one since the bug went around and things kind of got shut down. So Joe thought he would get it rolling, kind of get folks back in the spirit, so to speak, for the one next year, which was going to be the big one that's going to be put on by the big organizations. It should be a lot bigger event next year. So if you want to go next year, I guess it's already being talked about and the plans are in the works. So if you want to plan for next year, you can start planning for next year to get to Kentucky. Okay. And be forewarned, it's probably going to be hot next year too. Did I mention it was hot? It was very hot. But yeah, and like I said, I did.
All right, we got to the.
For those that weren't here earlier,
Isn't it though?
I did make my side trip on the way, and I saw Nelson the Bigfoot statue. Hey, we got Leia too. Leia was a former employee, has been on the channel as well. So good to see you. I hope to make it next year. Awesome. Well, you know what? I might have to consider going next year just to meet you. That would be totally worth it. I did get to meet Seth. I got a picture with Seth. If he didn't see it, it's on Facebook. So, yeah, Seth did make it, though. Seth and Leia both have been on my channel talking about working at the Ark. And Dan Phelps has been on my channel a couple times talking about Ken Ham and the Ark. So, yeah, it has been my thing over the years. He is kind of my nemesis, so to speak. Some take on Hovind, some take on Ray Comfort, some take on the different ones in different parts of the world. Ken Ham I ran into many years ago on a cable access channel. I couldn't believe that he was being serious with the things he was saying. I thought it was like a comedy bit at first. And he is like the closest one to me. So, yeah, it has become a thing that I kind of picked Ken Ham to pick on. And so that's who I pick on. Of course, Claude and everybody take care of Hovind and the rest of them. So there's plenty of them to go around. There's Carl Baugh in Texas. There's a few other ones. And, ICR, CMI, Discovery Institute, all these different places. Professor Dave likes to take on Discovery Institute. I've taken on CMI a few times. So yeah, you pick and choose your battles. Leah says, nice. I'm glad that you made it there. Thanks for representing. I did. And like I said, I had my shirt on. There I am. I had my gear on. It's got the Ark protest on the front. And on the back were all the sponsors and everything. So there I am. I'm fully representing. The only thing I didn't have on was my orange shoes. And I explained earlier, if you didn't see, I do have orange shoes, but they're very nice and I keep them for nice, you know. And you see the conditions there, and we did have that one person that fell and scuffed themselves a little bit because of the rocks and everything. And yeah, so I didn't want to ruin my shoes, nor did I want to sweat all over them because I knew it was going to be hot. But I was representing the orange mostly, though. I had my shirt and my shorts and everything. If it would have been like a paved lot or something, maybe I would have worn them. But I thought about taking them. I almost had them in my bag. And then I thought, no, it's just not going to happen. At most I would wear them would be in the hotel or something. Ain't nobody going to see them. So I wore my black ones because I like orange and I like black. So either one's a winner for me. But yeah, and then the black free thinkers. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Black free thinkers was there, and they had T-shirts too. So you'll see some of the folks had them on as well. And then and then there was another table set up. One more thing. I wanted to, and if you weren't here earlier, yeah, Dade Murphy was there too, and a bunch of us got mugs. So thanks again, Dade, for the mug. It says, excuse me on it. I can't do it like Dade does, but if you know Dade, that's his catchphrase. Excuse me. And then he, critiques something or whatever. So yeah, Dade come up, gave a bunch of us mugs and stuff. Thank you very much, Dade. Great souvenir. And Dade's a great guy. Very nice guy. You may think he's kind of obnoxious or whatever from his videos or whatever, but he's a very nice guy. Same with Jay Bundy. Jay Bundy can be a little emotional and whatnot, but when you meet him in person, very, very nice. Hello, how are you? There's no, Kent Hovind. It's just, hey, hello, it's great to meet you, and it was just, we're just regular folks, really. Some of us just, goof around a little online. Some have personas, some get a little loud, some cuss Hovind out a lot and everything. But in person, it was, hey, hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you. This is my wife. This is my wife. And it just becomes, we become normal people all of a sudden. Pretty unbelievable, I know. But we're just a bunch of normal people. So, yeah, I did have the gear on. And I did represent the orange, and I do want to thank Joe again for getting in. Oh, you can see I got my Gatorade right there. Yeah, it looks like I got a towel in my hand. Yeah, it was a Gatorade in one hand, a towel in the other hand kind of day. Absolutely. So yeah, everybody was wearing, either the yellow shirts or the black shirts, or I had the orange on. And Joe, Joe got orange for me. That's what I wanted to say. I said, are you going to have an orange? And he said, yeah. I said, so I had to get one because he got orange for me. So thanks again, Joe, for getting me the orange shirt. I do appreciate it. First thing I had to do was wash that sucker. It was soaked. But that's another great souvenir. I do like T-shirts, in case you haven't noticed. So this is also a great souvenir, having the T-shirt. Black non-believers, thank you, Ember. The black non-believers were there, and they had a table set up. And so was, where's my, I want to show the other thing. Get my big view back. Okay. And so was, I also had a table, Dan Dorson. Dan Dorson was there, and he's got a book called Addicted to BS. And of course, first thing there is, Backwards, Dave. Okay. Bigfoot, UFOs, Leviathan, leprechauns. I can't read the other ones. Sorry. Tarot cards. Getting a little glare. Yeah, right up my alley. Right. Got the guy there himself selling his books. So, who was it? Was it Ember that told Big Bad Mama or whatever the chain was? Big Bad Mama come over and grabbed me by the arm and said, "Dave, you got to come over here and meet this guy." And he took me over to the table, and yeah, this is, Dan, he writes his book, and he's wrote some other book too, the Encyclopedia of something, or anyway, I'm going to find out because I got the book. So this will probably be something upcoming I'll be talking about, because he kind of encouraged a review, and he said to let him know if I think he got anything right or wrong, or critique, right? So I'm going to take it as an open invite to critique it, because that'd be kind of fun to do, right? Dan, a nice guy. I got a picture with him. Very nice. And so something else I got while I was there, and who knew, right, that at the Ark protest, somebody would be there with a book that first thing it says on it is, wait a minute, backwards, Dave, is Bigfoot's. Hey, Bigfoot, UFOs, Leviathan. I said, you've been watching my channel. And we had a good laugh. And they said, oh, and I said, yeah, I've got the Grassman Chronicles. I said, this is like my lineup of stuff I cover, on my channel. So it's weird how things work out like that, right? It just is. So yeah, I know a couple other people got a book too while they were there. So yeah, if you got one too or something, yeah, let me know. But so that was the other thing I got while I was there. So yeah, thanks, Dan. Nice meeting you, and his wife was there too. Very nice. Thank you for being there, and right time, right place, so that I could get a book that's, keep doing it back, that sounds like I could have wrote it. So this might be very fun to get into. And I've got one other thing. This showed up in my mailbox. It doesn't have there's no address on it, or you know what I mean? It's just like one of those mass mailer things or something. But I got it in my mailbox. It's like one of these little newspapers, it's like old fashioned, one of them supermarket newspapers, it's about 10 pages or something. But look at, we've got Christ's second coming predicted. Oh boy. I mean, this just showed up in my mailbox. I mean, I don't even have to try hard, folks. It's coming to me. I go to the thing and the book, and I open my mailbox, and I got End Times newspaper. All hail Bigfoot. I really appreciate it that some future content is dropping like this. And I had just gotten Deconverted Man's book too, so there'll be something coming out on that too, because Mike from Answers in Atheism got his book too. So we're going to go through his book, and then maybe we'll do a stream with him or something, and we'll kind of talk about it. So yeah, I've got all this content dropping in my lap, so to speak. So that's kind of cool. So we'll have a bunch of stuff coming up to talk about. And I thought because this last Saturday was kind of we still had Saturday Night the Atheist, but it was a little interrupted because usually I host and Mike hosted, but everything went off though. We still did the show, but I thought we should come back strong, especially we talked about Ken Ham the last couple weeks leading up to the protest. And then we did the protest, and we've been talking about the protest, and I just talked about the protest for a couple hours with y'all. And we're going to be about done talking about Can-Am for a while, I think. Although we did have a lot of fun with it. And, it's not like we're going to forget about him. A lot of the people, especially with the speeches, mentioned, one of the things is, we have to stay on this kind of stuff and everything. And it's true. I mean, they don't go away. We gotta bring it up now and then. But I think we are going to need a little break from Can-Am. So I thought, one of our favorites that we do on Saturday Night at the Atheist has a bunch of videos out, and I downloaded a bunch of them. And that's our friend Wayne. And Wayne is partly where we get the fun with the toast. And Wayne has some good material that we want to cover. And I thought, oh, well, you know what? We might just have to cover Wayne. I wanted to. So we might come back strong there with some Wayne for Saturday Night at the Atheist this week, because it's just too much to pass up. Not covering Wayne now and then, because we've covered him a couple times and we always have a blast covering Wayne with the toast and everything. So we will get to some toast, but one more time, because I made the video and I just want to do it one more time. Oops. In honor of the last word about the Ark protest.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a righteous float that started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat. The rain began to pour like mad. God's judgment didn't stall. If not for Noah's floating crate, there'd be no life at all. No life at all. No life at all. If Noah and his ancient beard, his wife just rolled her eyes. They boarded raptors, stegosaurs too, all trained to sit and stay. 2 T-Rexes in bunk bed stalls, what could go wrong, we say? 3 sons with wives who taught the dinos how to harmonize. Who taught the dinos how to harmonize? There's gators, frogs, and woolly mammoths, zebras sharing beds, triceratops and kangaroos stacked 10 high on their heads. The ark was built with cubic math and doors that sealed with prayer. You ask about sand. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a righteous float that started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat. The rain began to pour like mad. God's judgment didn't stall. If not for Noah's floating crate, there'd be no life at all. No life at all. No life at all. If Noah and his ancient beard, his wife just rolled her eyes. They boarded raptors, stegosaurs too, all trained to sit and stay. 2 T-Rexes in bunk bed stalls, what could go wrong, we say? 3 sons with wives who taught the dinos how to harmonize. Who taught the dinos how to harmonize? There's gators, frogs, and woolly mammoths, zebras sharing beds, triceratops and kangaroos stacked 10 high on their heads. The ark was built with cubic math and doors that sealed with prayer. You ask about sanitation, don't go there. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. So come aboard this sacred ship where science hits a wall. With creatures from all continents, pre-flood we had them all. The timeline's tight, the logic light, the rain began to float. And now you're on a bumpy ride aboard the magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. Unicorns dashed to catch the ark, but tripped on fairy tales. They stopped to charm the woodland elves and slipped through magic veils. Their horns aglow, they missed the boat, no place for their parade. Now stuck in myths and bedtime dreams where fantasy should stay. Where fantasy should stay. But what about old Sasquatch? Did Bigfoot make the trip? Was he too hairy, tall, or shy to board that wooden ship? He maybe hid behind the trees or snuck in with the apes, or rode the flood out on a log, or rode the flood out on a log. Don't fall for tales of magic boats or creatures 2 by 2. Get smart, ask questions, that's the best thing you can do. Education shines the light that clears the myths away. So keep your mind wide open and learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Hey, with Skipper Noah at the wheel and wife supreme with nerves of steel. 3 sons with zeros sailing flare. Their wives who brought salon gray hair. 2 rhinos juggling on the deck and Bigfoot hiding near the wreck. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat.
There I am. It took me off there. Hello, Robin. Yeah, Robin was dressed up for the event too. Let me see if I can find Robin here real quick. I know I got Robin. I don't remember what video it was on though. Last one. Robin, Robin had on what's your Pebbles outfit? Let's see. I might have to look for it later. I can't. I don't remember where it was. I know somewhere I've got Robin on video. Oh, wait a minute. Where am I? Walking around for some reason. Oh, that's when AJ told me to tell Chris that his Oh, wait, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. Here we go. Robin, where you? Okay, you're still here. Okay, Robin. Here you go, Robin. We got it up here. Okay, we got it up. Okay. Make it bigger here. All right, here you go, folks. Here's Robin.
So live your truth and speak your voice, as we will. I didn't come with a prepared speech. I'm speaking from the heart because that's what I know how to do. When I decided to debate Kent Hovind,
There's
is he even
Robin.
here? Okay, he didn't show up. Oh yeah, he got lost, all right. It wasn't to debate. It really wasn't to go into detail about creationism.
There you go. Oops, that's not a good place to stop. There we go. Robin came prepared. I mean, thanks, Robin. That was great. I said, I didn't. Mandisa was talking there, and but I spotted out the corner of my eye that Robin had put her outfit on, and so I had to get up and grab it real quick because, like I say, I was trying to cover everything for you folks, and so there it is. We've got Pebbles. All right. Only here, folks, did you see Robin Webster dressed up as Pebbles and at the Ark protest. But in perpetuity, we've got it on video. Who's that? Is that Lupin? What's up, Lupin? You behaving yourself? Not pissing nobody off. We're just having a good time here. No reason to have any grief. Yeah, this Robin, hilarious. Okay, hilarious. Yeah, it might have been a little cooler wearing a Flintstones outfit. Now that I reflect back, maybe get a little airflow there or something. Robin knows too, as all the rest of us, it was hot. And yet, I don't know how you got that on, Robin. I mean, it probably had to have been sticking to you everywhere. It couldn't have been easy, but appreciate the effort. Freaking hilarious. The bone may have been too big. No, you want to be the big old bone. I mean, I think that's perfect. It is perfect. Let me see.
And all of the very, very incorrect and wrong things that he and other young Earth creationists spew. It was to try to convey how harmful those beliefs are in real time. As we are seeing in this current administration, we're seeing the erosion of history, of what they consider woke ideology.
Again, Mandisa gave a great speech. I'm not going to play everything. These are on my channel. Check them out. Check out Chris's channel, a bunch of other channels. Everybody's got videos up. I did try to catch most of it. My hand was getting tired because I was holding my phone and my battery back up, and so a couple times my hand would drop down and would have to come back, and I'd get a little distracted. Sometimes, somebody would be talking to me and my hand would drop or something. Sorry, I wasn't set up with a tripod or anything like that. I was doing it with my hand. So, all right. So now, Lupin, I don't know why you got to be dropping in and saying stuff. I really don't. Are you bored or something, man? Anyway. All right. But for everybody else, I hope you had fun. I had a blast meeting everybody. Robin, yeah, that was great. I say Big Bad Mama had his creationist crybaby shirt on. That was epic as well. And then again, I got to see Nelson on the way. So that was a big bonus to my trip too. Yeah, I don't know what I don't say shit about Lupin. I don't know why he had to stop by and say shit. I mean, not cool, Lupin. Just really ain't, man. I mean, I try to be cool with people, and I don't know why you had to drop in on my chat and do that. That's no reason for that, man. Just none at all. As far as I know, we ain't got no issues. Lupin walks a different path, and had to cross paths, I guess, tonight. So, but yeah, that I don't know why you gotta do that. Anyway, thanks for handling it, folks. Yeah, he's got superior wit. Yeah, I know. He's just so funny. Anyway, well, we were having a good time. Somebody's got to try and ruin it, but it ain't gonna work. So how about that? Because I got to see Bigfoot. I mean, check that out. I got to see the Bigfoot statue. So again, that was a big bonus to the trip. Meeting, oops. I don't know why it doesn't keep the thing. It's got to keep switching things around. All right. Anyway, StreamYard's got some new tools. They got a voice meter now thing on here. And, of course, they got the new little chat box on the screen here. So I guess they're trying to catch up. Did someone say Hive? We love being at the Hive. My Saturday mornings are just not, will never be the same. Let's put it that way. I just didn't know what to do on Saturday mornings. And then Bree came along, and I have something to do on Saturday mornings now. I look forward to Saturday mornings with Bree. I know Bree's talking about making a few changes, but don't change the Bigfoot coverage, Bree, because, we've got that bond. Bree, I've known Bree for a while now too. Bree used to hang out on Mike's channel, and somehow something came up about the cryptids, and it's like Dave's ears perked up, and I've been a fan of Bree ever since. So yeah, I go back a while with Bree now too. And I've been on with Bree. Bree's been on my channel. Another great YouTube friend, and yeah, it'd be great maybe someday, that we could cross paths and meet in person as well, like I did meeting all these folks on over the weekend. So you just never know. And yeah, and it goes for everybody else. If you're ever in Grassman land, passing through on the highway, you need to stop, stretch your legs, and have some lunch or something. You know how to get a hold of me. It'd be great to meet you if you're passing through. My area has highway and turnpike, and I know a lot of people pass through going east to west and north to south. So yeah, let me know if you're ever in the area as well. What's this, Coast to Coast with Art Bell? I am planning on doing a video about Art Bell, Coast to Coast. I've got some notes on it. I was trying to get with Neil to do the show, but then Neil's not always easy to get a hold of. I was getting a hold of him on X or Twitter, which I only really use to get a hold of people like Neil and Mikey and Purple and a couple of. That's the only reason I had the thing. And then he dropped off of there, and then he doesn't check his Discord like he should. So, but I'm hoping I'm gonna corner Neil one of these days, and we're gonna talk about Coast to Coast, because Neil has or did call into Coast to Coast. You got his email, Robin? Yes, send it to me on Discord, would you? I'd appreciate it. But yeah, so some Coast to Coast stuff is in the plans for a Grassman show, because I was talking about that I have folks on. I know what it was. Neil was having a stream the one day, the after show, and almost everybody on the after show I had on my channel except Neil. So Neil's like, I felt left out. So I said, well, and he said, well, hey, UFO, Art Bell, but maybe we could, and I was like, sure. So penciled in, along with a bunch of other folks too. I've got penciled in for things too. So as they work out, I do have plans to have a bunch of these folks on for some Grassman episodes, as well as some other things upcoming. It's always fun to have somebody on sharing their stories and stuff. So yeah, Neil's got a story to share. Just a matter of just got to get the scheduling figured out, and then yeah, we'll do that. And then again, I've got this new book to talk about stuff. I've got I'm covering the Ohio cryptids, so I've still got some more Ohio cryptids coming up to cover, and I've got some other cryptid stories people have given me some tips on, so I got to get to those. So my wife asked me before, what happens if you run out of things to talk about? And it's like, that ain't gonna happen. There's just so many cryptid stories, and so many cousins of the cryptids that, yeah, you can go. Bree knows. Bree's been talking about the stuff for how long now? I've been meaning to ask if you want to come on for the Charlatans Web about Todd Standing and the Sylvanic Bigfoot Grift on the 18th. Sure, Bree. Get a hold of me. You're back on Facebook, right? Send me a reminder, and I will put it down. Yeah, Todd Standing, he's terrible. Every time Todd says, "Hey, I got to go get something out of my truck," that's when people hear rustle in the in the bushes. He's really bad. Yeah, I'd love to talk about Todd. Oh, damn. Hive Scion Captive Desk. You two got to do that together. Yeah. I've done stuff with Bree before. Always a lot of fun. Bree and I have a lot of similar interests. So, and of course, Bree's my mentor. I mean, anytime I've got a question about something, I ask Bree, oh yeah, I know about that, this, that, and everything else, and they do this, and they got that power, and whatever. Bree's on it. So I always appreciate all your knowledge that I can tap into whenever I need it. So yeah, get a hold of me, and Robin, yeah, thanks, and got it. All right, thank you, Robin. Thank you very much. Yeah, and yeah, drop me an email or a Facebook DM, Bree, and I'll put it in my book. Let me know what time or whatever, and what is the, let's see, check the calendar. The 18th is on a Friday. How about July 18th? That's fine by me. So yeah, looking forward to that. All right. So yeah, let's see. Anything to close out on? Again, Saturday night, the Atheist. I think we're going to be talking about Wayne this week, and you know why we like talking about Wayne the most is because we love toast.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
And there you go, folks. As requested, I went back to the old toast because you didn't like the new toast. So we've got the old toast. So I hope you appreciate having the old toast back. Robin says Mrs. Desk was cool. Thank you. Mrs. Desk was very happy to meet you all as well. I mentioned earlier that some of you folks I've known for years now, and Mrs. Desk hears the names. So, yeah, it was kind of cool that she got to meet everybody too, even though she isn't a YouTuber or anything like that. You know, she does hear me talking, and yeah, some of your names are mentioned a lot, and so yeah, she was, oh, okay, you're so and so, and you're, you know, so she was putting everything together a little bit too. So yeah, that was really neat, and yeah, for all of you that got to meet Mrs. Desk, you're in a special club. You got to meet Mrs. Desk. Not everybody does. Yeah, we love the old toast. I put it to a vote, and everybody, well, it was 55-45. I thought it was close enough to call it in my favor, but I was challenged that no, I got to stick by it. So new toast lost, so we have the old toast. And yeah, Wayne the toast is a combination of Wayne's talking about how toasters can manifest consciousness and everything, and it also goes into, you know, Jesus appearing on toast and everything, and then of course we have answers in atheism, and so we have, there's the emoji there. We've got answers in atheism on toast as an emoji too. So we do a lot of the toast around here. So we had to express ourselves on how much we really love toast, and who doesn't love toast? I mean, to be honest, it's some good stuff. You know, you can make just toast, or you can toast your bread for a sandwich. And I say, since I've been trying to be nicer to my toaster, I have been getting some very good toast lately. So maybe Wayne's onto something. Maybe if you're just nicer to your toaster, it doesn't burn your toast. Just saying. And yeah, so don't forget, do all the good things. Like, share, subscribe. Again, if you know anybody that's got a bump in the night story, a ghost story, a cryptid story, just saw something weird, heard something weird, anything like that, let them know. Get a hold of me. I'd love to hear about it. If they don't want to come on and talk about it, private email would be great too. I still like to hear about it. I've gotten some emails from people telling me their stories, and I like reading it. So allhailbigfoot@gmail.com. Send me your stuff. Send me your hookups. I have community posting on my channel now, so if you come across a link for a Bigfoot story or anything related, you can post it now in the community posting. You can post it there too. don't remember my email, just go to my channel and post it right on there. If you're on Discord, I'm Captive Desk on Discord too. If you're still on the X Twitter thing, I don't show up there often, but I'm Captive Desk there too. And the rest of you know me on Facebook, and so I've got lots of ways to get a hold of me. So make sure you get a hold of me. Send me your stuff, and let me think. Oh yeah, and yeah, we do have memberships now on the channel, so you can become a member and join in on the emoji fun. I know Tilting Windmills loves the emojis there. We do have Bigfoot emojis, Dogman emojis, Ghost emojis, Spirit Away emojis, Answers in Atheism on Toast emoji, Magic Zoo Boat emoji. Will you send me some pics? You don't mind sharing? Yeah, I've got pics of like I say, about I think I got pics with about everybody. So you want me to drop them? I've got a folder that I put them all in, so it's easy enough. I can drop you the pics. Not a problem. Let me I'll make a note while I'm thinking about it. Pics to Robin. There you go, Robin. As soon as I get a chance, I will send you pics. Yep, I've got pics, and like I say, if anybody wants to borrow my my videos that I got posted, feel free. You're welcome to borrow them. Not a problem. So yeah, if you want the video of you in your Pebbles outfit there, Robin, or whatever, yeah, feel free to borrow them. I don't have any problems with that. Everybody's welcome. Yes, yeah. Drop me your email and I'll send you all a folder full of them. I've got like almost. I know I missed a couple people, but almost everybody there, that especially all the YouTubers. I tried to get almost everybody in either a picture or when I was walking around doing the live video saying, "Hey, everybody." Because I knew I would miss somebody, so I figured if I walked around and just waved the camera around, around the whole area, I would have got anybody that I missed, and I did. There was a couple people like Skeptic, and a couple that I didn't get a picture with, but I got them on video. So one way or another, yeah, you should be able to see almost everybody that was there between the two. So I tried to do as good a job as I could. Again, I didn't have a tripod or anything. Forgive me for doing this. And, somebody talking to me and I'm like, what? So the goofy shots, somebody's probably talking to me or something. But, yeah, I am going to try and, I told Chris too, that if he needs to piece something together, he could use my videos too. And, yeah, so Chris is going to try and put together something because he's got a good audio, but some of his video got messed up because of the overheating cameras. But so there should be some more stuff coming out. People are going to try and put some stuff together too, to put out some new videos. Okay, so look for that. I'm sure next few days, people will be posting some more stuff. Like I say, I know who is it? Ambushed Apostate was still driving home, so you got to give some of these folks a chance to even get home. The audio has gaps too. I thought he said they got another copy of it though. That's a good copy. But oh well. I think I got all of you, Ember. Again, I don't have the best video though, but and I wasn't tapped right into the speakers or anything, but I think you can hear it pretty good. Again, sorry folks, we're in a lot in the middle of Kentucky in the heat wave, running on a generator, running, on our phones. I don't even know if we had any Wi-Fi or anything like that. So, it was just a phone signal and stuff, So you get what you get when, you're roughing it. I know it probably bugs Ember and some of the other photographers there. It's got to be rough not being able to get the great quality and everything. But you may have a local copy that's solid. Yeah, it's something, I don't know, something about through the sound guy or something. There's a good copy, something like that he was talking about. Anyway, so we'll see. Hopefully there is. But mostly I think we did pretty good. Like I said, I was listening. I could hear what you guys were saying. I could hear, people talking and, so good enough, right? Robin says Jay's plane didn't leave till 8:30 Monday night. Yeah, see, that's the thing, sometimes you gotta, when the flight is, But it was, again, it was great meeting Jay. Again, no offense to all you great people, but I think I've been talking to Jay Bundy longer than just about anybody else on YouTube. So it was really cool that got to meet Jay Bundy finally in person. Again, big hugs. I have big hugs from everybody. It was really great. Do I watch Toast? I catch Toast to Toast now and then on Apologia. Yeah. Apologia is one of the ones that I was watching like from his first video. I remember he posted on Facebook that he was looking for somebody to do a reading of something or whatever. And some of us said, sure, we'd love to help. And I was one of them. But he picked somebody, I don't know, some girl or something named Shannon Q or something. I don't know what he was thinking. But so I go way back remembering when Paul first started making his videos. So I've been watching Apologia since about day one. That's one of the ones I caught like the first video and been watching it ever since. So I'm a big fan, and I took Apologia's advice and why I try to keep my language clean when I'm on YouTube, because Paul said, a lot of believers won't listen to you if you cuss. So I figured, well, it's something I could do. It's easy to cuss, it's a lot harder not to. So, so I took his advice, and I don't cuss, so I didn't offend any believers or anything with the foul language or anything. But it didn't help. They still are scared of me. It must be my Ouija board or something. Yeah, I can send you that link, Robin. I've got a copy of it too, just in case I made a copy of it. I can send you that on Facebook. That's a share. In fact, let me see. I still got it right here. Go to share. Share. I'll tag you. Wait a minute. I don't want to do that. I want to tag you in it because that's just going to show up. I want this one here. Here we go. Send to. That's the one I want. Because I tagged people before and then it was just showing up on my thing. So. Robin Webster. All right. The video should be in your Facebook. If not, let me know. I'll send it again. I think I did it right. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I didn't tag you. I sent a DM to you, so you should get it. Yeah, that's what I forgot. If you type it on the one thing, it just tags the man. It's like, oh, no, that's not what I want. I wanted to send it. So, again, when I got back, I was still fried. So, yeah, check your DM. Should be in there. And yeah, I'll get those others sent out to you. Not a problem sending you pictures. And again, you want my videos, you can download my videos. Use them as you please. Everybody is welcome to them. You don't have to ask or anything like that. Don't worry about it. If you want to download my videos, go ahead. You're welcome to borrow them. So yeah, Apologia, love Apologia, yes. Yeah, I know. And then he got some other Dave to do toast to toast with him. You know, Paul, I'm one of your oldest and loyalist fans, and you picked another Dave? They do have a good time together, though. And is another Dave. I mean, it could be worse, and it could not be a Dave, right? Hey, ambushed apostate. Just talking about you. Did you make it where you were going okay? I know you were still traveling last time I saw you. You were headed somewhere, and your butt had enough. And I feel you. My butt, mostly my butt and my back, and then I had to get out every once in a while because my knee kept just getting stiff, you know, from just holding the gas for one position for a couple hours. You got back about an hour ago. All right, good deal. Glad to hear you got back. All right. I've sighed. I was a contender. Yeah, I met Ambushed Apostate. That was great too. I mean, yeah, I mean it's hard to remember everybody, but yeah, Ambushed Apostate, Karisu, Jay Bundy, Robin, Joe, Jess. Jess's partner was there. Nancy's there. Purple's there. Purpose is there. Seth showed up. Seth was there, and I've known Seth for a while now too, having on the show and talking to him on Facebook. We talk a lot and stuff, and so yeah, I got another great big bear hug with Seth. That was awesome too. And Chris Moore or Chris Mallard. I know he was having a hard time with the heat and everything, and all the stuff he was doing. Chris, I know, you wanted to do a few things a little different and everything, and we understand. I understand. We were there with you. It got hard to think straight, and I had the same thing. I wanted to do this and different things, and then I would get distracted. And I was trying to listen to the speeches, and it was kind of getting kind of fuzzy. You know what I mean? So everybody gets a break. Kelly Laughlin was there too. I met Kelly. Yes, I did. And again, Dade Murphy, like I said, I was showing off earlier. Got me a mug from Dade Murphy, another cool, very cool person. Godless Granny. What a trooper. Again, what a trooper. Joe, how you doing, Joe? There you are. Your ears must have been burning. We was talking about you. I just said, all in all, it went off pretty well. My only suggestion was maybe some more tents or bigger tents or something for a little more shade. I think would be something to put on your list for any future events, because I think the shade made all the difference. You can tell in the videos. I walked over, I got a shot of somebody, and then I'm walking back over under the tent for a minute. Getting in and out of that sun was probably the only thing that got me through. So, yeah, maybe put down on the list some more shade. And I think that made a big difference, was having the shade. And maybe a cover for the stage or something too, because standing there in that sun trying to give a speech, that's pretty rough too. So that would be my only suggestion, Joe. More tents, and maybe if somebody's out there that could donate one of those kind of things to the Tri-State or one of the other groups, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. So, if anybody has an old, the awning style tents, you know what I mean? That would be great. Big Bad Mama's hiking all around Kentucky now. Big Bad Mama was here earlier. Big Bad Mama stopped by and said hi, and was good meeting me and everything, and back at them. Look at the trees. Had some issues about with the vehicle or something, so couldn't make it. It would have been great if I could have met Look at the Trees. That would have been a great bear hug. Trees and I talk a lot, and of course we did some shows together. Trees is another great YouTube friend, and Joe, you did good. Like I say, we know it was your first time out, and it's a lot to do, and trying to deal with any amount of people's a pain in the ass. It just is. I mean, trying to get family together for Christmas or something's a pain. You know what I mean? So, of course, it comes with all that kind of pain in the rear stuff. But I mean, everybody said great things about you, Joe. Everybody, I didn't hear anybody complain about anything other than the heat. Round of applause, Joe. Well done. And to Jess as well, another round of applause. And to everybody that sponsored and helped out and donated stuff and got the equipment and all that kind of stuff so it could come off. Thank you as well. Salute to you all. Much appreciated. Like I say, I know doing anything, it takes a lot of work. Just to get people like me off of my chair and into my car to drive 4.5 hours to go to Kentucky, but Joe managed to do it. There's so many people to thank and everything, and I know a lot. I was thinking, oh man, like I said, there were a couple people I didn't put two and two together. It was a couple people I wish I could have got a pick with. Again, I got almost everybody, and I figured I'd miss a couple, and I did. It on top of everything else, and people moving around and trying to get this one and that one, and then getting foggy from the heat, and then it's a lot. But everybody kept their cool. I mean, I know you can get irritated easy when you're hot, but everybody had smiles. You know what I mean? even though it was hot and everything, you know, we tried to make the best of it. You know, we did. We put on our smiley faces, and it seemed to stick for right. Like I said, the only problem, Joe. Well, Joe knows he had to go lay down. He was so hot. So did Chris. Yeah, the timing was about it, Joe. Really, if the event would have gone any more, I think some people would have started dropping over. So yeah, mark down that time that you had people in the heat. That's about the limit. You don't want to go any longer. So make a note. 2:30. I think we wrapped it up at 2:30. That was it. I seriously, if it would have gone another half hour, I probably would have been dropping off or something. I know Ambushed and a lot of others were talking about. Yeah, it was really pushing it. So don't make it any longer, because nobody wanted to stay another minute than we did. It was wonderful and great, but yeah, we were so happy to get into some AC, because that was miserable. Yeah, maybe start a little earlier. Yeah, that would help too. Because yeah, that definitely well, I think it kind of wrapped up at 2:00, and then we did the march down to the Ark, which, you know, about a half hour. So yeah, 10 to 2, I would say, yeah, don't go any longer, or 10 to 1, even better. But yeah, Godless Granny, yeah, she made the walk down to the Ark gates and everything. What a trooper. And it was so great meeting her. She's always so nice and everything. And, well, of course, a lot of you already know that. So yeah, it was great meeting her. And it was great meeting. I can't say enough how great it was just meeting everybody. I was so looking forward to it, and I was not disappointed. Everybody was so great and so huggable. Everybody was huggable. You know, not everybody likes to hug, and I wasn't sure. You know, I don't like to, you know, I mean, with Joe and shit, I mean, you know, he's getting a fucking hug whether he likes it or not. But, you know, not everybody likes to, but it seemed to be a huggable crowd. Everybody was into, hey, and, you know, giving the big hugs, you know. So couldn't have been any better. It is hard to put in words. I know, you know, you were talking earlier, Seth, about, you know, when the party's over and everything. And, yeah, you know, of course, you know, we've been talking about it for, 6 months, you know. So, yeah, I got me some big Joe hugs. Big old bear hugs. You big guy, you. Yeah, you were mentioning earlier when the party's over, and yeah, it is a bummer. You know, like the holidays or anything else. You know, there's the build up, there's the presents, there's the making plans, there's the traveling and coordinating and everything, and in the middle of it all, it just gets a little bit overwhelming, but then it's just like that, it's all over, and then you're like, well, you know, I guess it was worth it. You know, we put ourselves through these things because it makes the great memories in the end, doesn't it? So, and I'll have so many great memories. In spite of being so close to Ken Ham, I didn't feel the creeps or anything. There was so much love and friendship and everything going on there. It stayed off the creeps from being way too close to Ken Ham. I thought my skin was going to be crawling a little bit, but I managed okay. So. You almost cried when you dropped off Jay at the airport. Oh yeah, I can feel, like I said, I've been talking to Jay for so long now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, only know each other from online, and some folks will say that internet friends aren't real friends and all this stuff. And it's like, people have been pen pals and stuff like that all for a long time. And then there would come the opportunity that they would get to meet. Some people have fallen in love that way. So it's not an exclusively new thing. It's a lot more convenient now. I can just hop on StreamYard here and talk to somebody around the world. But in the end, though, you do have to get in your car and get on an airplane or however you travel and go meet these people in person once in a while. And we do, believe it or not. For those who think we never get away from our keyboards, yes, we do. And we also learned people got a lot of interest. Jim and Chrissy with all the print stuff. That was really cool. If you don't know, I have my pond as my hobby. I've got my pond channel, and we do other stuff other than just talk about creationists or something. Or Wayne the toaster guy. That's just it's fun. I mentioned earlier I used to be a little more ornery when I was younger, and it wasn't as much fun arguing with people. It's a lot more fun now where, the arguments, of course, have just gotten silly over the years, and it doesn't bother me as much. I mean, overall, the whole thing bugs me, especially indoctrinating children. But as far as people with their arguments going and stuff, I just laugh it off. Even with Jim Boob calling me a dummy and everything, and I'm like, you believe in a magic zoo boat. You can't talk down to me. You can't. If you think you can insult me, you can't. Okay? You believe in a magic zoo boat. I don't care what your fancy philosophical arguments are for God. I'm laughing at you because you believe in a magic zoo boat. It's also why I find religions ultimately are ridiculous, because it all comes down to they believe in a bunch of nonsense. Okay, then you have these philosophers try to sit down and lay out this big fancy argument for the existence of somebody who makes a magic zoo boat or splits the moon in two or has wars in the clouds. Pick your religion. It's a bunch of nonsense. And if you take it literally, I'm going to laugh at you. It's not personal. I just can't help it. I can't take it. I can't take it seriously when somebody's talking about a magic zoo boat. I just can't. I can take it more seriously if somebody's talking about seeing Bigfoot in their backyard. That I can take seriously. Because maybe you saw something in your backyard. Was there ever a big magic zoo boat? No. No, there wasn't. And I don't care what you believe. It's just silly nonsense. But again, I don't make it personal, because Pelagius, speaking of, used to believe in a magic zoo boat. Now he doesn't. So I'm always hopeful, even if somebody's pushing the magic zoo boat, maybe tomorrow they won't believe in the magic zoo boat, and the world will be a better place. If people quit living in the first century, I mean, it's the 21st century. Enjoy it. Look at this. We got all this great technology. We can talk around the world, travel around the world in a matter of hours, and you're living in the first century. I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't. Try and catch up with the rest of us. It's okay. The 21st century is pretty cool. It is, really. I mean, we've got some setbacks here, but hopefully in a couple of years that'll be, just a bad memory, and we can get back to enjoying ourselves again. It is hive Bree, a hive psi. It is. That was the idea. but it didn't exactly match up, you know, with the people on the ark and everything and stuff. So I had to make a few modifications, but that was my idea, you know, the magic zoo boat, and then I had the, you know, Gilligan's Island had the steering wheel or whatever, you know, with the pictures in, you know. So I made the, you know, I've got the life preserver that says Magic Zoo Boat on. So I did, that was my thing. When I set out to do it, it was going to be the Gilligan's Island parody. But as I was trying to match it up, it didn't quite match up with the characters, you know. But it kind of has little undertones in there. And, you know, repeating things for the emphasis, like, they taught the dinos how to harmonize, you know, like it's, you know, it's about to be a show, you know, like we were introducing the Magic Zoo Boat show, like the Gilligan's Island show. So it was in my mind. It didn't work out exactly, but that was my thinking. Because when I think about it, well, that's how my song starts out, is sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a righteous float that started on the Magic Zoo Boat. So it just was, I just couldn't make it all. But you got Love Boat. See, somebody else said Love Boat, you know. But I was thinking Gilligan's Island though. Yeah, so it was. Instead of sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip, it was sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a righteous float. So, you know, I kind of, but that was it. That was the idea though. And we think alike, Bree. I, of course, you know, you're thinking Gilligan's Island. That's what I was thinking. But somebody else did say the Love Boat, and I was okay. I guess so. You know, the Love Boat soon will be making another run, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess it could go that way too. But I was thinking Gilligan's Island, and of course, yeah, it was made out of gopher wood. That's some tough stuff. No scientists on the zoo boat, no. And that was, well, in the ending of the Magic Zoo Boat, too, it kind of runs down. Well, where is it? Have to do it again.
Just sit right back and you'll hear the tale of a righteous float.
See, there's my Gilligan's Island, you know.
That started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat.
Say, yeah, instead of starting from this tropical port, it started from ancient times. See, you know, so I had the words there, you know. And, yeah, you know, with the life preserver thing was, you know, I mean, I don't have people's pictures in there, but, you know, yeah, and then when I get to the end here.
Old Sasquatch, did Bigfoot make the trip? Was he too hairy, tall, or shy to board that wooden ship? He maybe hid behind the trees, or snuck in with the apes, or rode the flood out on a log, Don't fall for tales of magic boats or creatures 2 by 2. Get smart, ask questions, that's the best thing you can do. Education shines the light that clears the myths away. So keep your mind wide open and learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Hey, with Skipper. No.
And then, you know how they kind of say, you know, the professor and Marianne, the millionaire and his wife, you know. But it didn't really seem to mesh with the Noah's Ark people. So this is what I did to kind of to name everybody that's on board.
Up at the wheel and wife supreme with nerves of steel. 3 sons with zeros sailing flare. Their wives who brought salon gray hair. 2 rhinos juggling on the deck and Bigfoot hiding near the wreck here.
And I had to have Bigfoot. I mean, you know. So yeah, that was on at the end there. That was kind of my rundown of, with Gilligan, the skipper too, so it was in my mind. It just, it didn't come across exactly as Gilligan's Island, but, I thought it was pretty funny, even though. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. I hope you enjoyed my story about the Ark Encounter protest. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you enjoyed the Bigfoot video. I hope you enjoyed the live streams. And yeah, if anybody wants copies of my videos, feel free to download them and use them. If anybody wants pictures, I'll send them to you. I've sent them to a bunch of folks. I sent them to Ember and everything. And as soon as I get a chance, I will send them to Robin as well. And hey, Joe, thank you, man. It was so great meeting you too. I mean, Joe and I got pretty tight over the years here too. And it was really great meeting Joe. And, I know you're going to second guess yourself, but, it doesn't do any good. Next event, like I say, you got your mental notes of what to do and don't do. And it can only be better. And Joe's talking about being involved with the tri-state and stuff for next year or whatever. So you didn't get it on Facebook, Robin? All right, yeah, I'll check that. I might have hit it the wrong thing. But either way, yeah, I'll get it to you. Not a problem. Yeah, once again, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Pangburn. Thanks for the Tri-State Thinkers. Thanks, Jim and Chrissy, for being great hosts and inviting us into your home. I know that's not easy to do, to invite a bunch of strangers into your home, but they did, and treated us all like family. Much appreciated. Other than that, we'll be back for Saturday night at the Atheists. And don't forget, we're going to hit Wayne again, because Wayne says not only can toasters manifest, but that if you believe enough, magic is real too.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
So we're going to give Wayne a shot, and we're going to see if we can actually do some real magic. And that ought to be a lot of fun. So I'll see y'all for Saturday night at the Atheists, if I don't see you before then, because sometimes I stream with a bunch of other people's. And Bree's talking about doing a stream on a couple, what was it, next week? Something like that. So yeah, do that. I'm off and on. You never know when Mike's going to come across something and he wants to do a stream. And like I say, I'm going to be on Skeptic Haven August 3rd. Sometimes I drop in on Slim Cyborg when he covers cryptids. I'm on with Joe a bunch. So yeah, you might see me before Saturday. Who knows? Until then, have a good one. Have a safe one. I'm glad everybody made it home safe. Everybody that traveled. A week from Friday. Gotcha, Bree. I'm going to make a note. Matter of fact, see, this is why I keep a notepad right here, so I can do these things. Okay, Bree. Next Friday. Todd Standing. Yeah, that's, yeah. You said the 18th, right? Okay, 18th. Okay, Bree, I got you down. Looking forward to it. Bree's got I can't see what the link is here. Gotta go over here. Oh, Okay, that's the link for it. Okay. Oh, you already got it up. Okay. I got you. All right. Notify me too. All right, cool. There's the link. Get off of there. Come on. Meow. Oh, see, that's just in time because I got somebody meowing at me. Okay, yeah. So there's the link. Next Friday, with Bree at Hiveside, talk about Todd. That song always makes me feel silly and happy. Feel good. We need to be feeling silly and happy more. All right, folks. Good talking with everybody again. Great meeting everybody. Looking forward to more fun times. Hey, Dane, how you doing? Everybody dropping by. All you great folks always stopping through. Appreciate it very much. Glad everybody made it home safe, especially those that had traveled a long way. Ember and Ambushed and Jess, and hopefully Jay got home okay too. I know Chris got home okay. Everybody made it there and back safe and sound. I guess that's one of the most important things, right? And with that, much love, especially to everybody that I just spent the weekend with and survived the heat stroke with. For everybody else that stopped by and hangs out and supports the channel, members of the channel, all of you, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Under the moon where shadows play, a channel lights the calm relay. Stories unfold in the softest sound. In the night watch, we're tightly bound. A cozy vibe whispers through the stream, like drifting slow inside a dream. Conversations linger late and free. The night watch is the place to be. Hang out here beneath the glow, where time moves gently, hearts all flow. Secrets shared in a soothing tone. The night watch feels like home. A laugh, a thought, a quiet tale. The night breathes slow, we set our sail. Through every chat and every laugh we weave a stream, a timeless path. Stay while the stars are bright, each word a spark that paints the night. Connection deep, it soars and sings. In this space, the heart takes wings. Hang out here beneath the glow, where time moves gently, hearts all flow. Secrets shared in a soothing tone. The night watch feels like home. Hang out here beneath the glow, where time moves gently, hearts all flow. Secrets shared Watch feels like home.